The officers returned fire, killing the man, 21-year-old James Emery of St. Louis. Officer Burns later died at the hospital. America's listening to Fox News.
Your goals, your future, your dreams. These things are none of our business. Your symptoms, your work from home sweatpants, and whatever you were searching for at 1:15 a.m. That's really none of our business. Because your life is private. And unlike other tech companies, we think your internet should be too. Oh, who's that from? That's none of our business either. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Novo Platform Inc. is a fintech, not a bank. Banking services provided by Middlesex Federal Savings, FA, member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
You're making something new with your business. To support you, Novo built a new kind of business checking. Instead of a one-size-fits-all approach, Novo is customized to your business to save you time and free up cash flow. Sign up for your free business checking account right now. Plus, our listeners get access to over $5,000 in perks and discounts at novo.co/today. novo.co/today.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Keeping the skies partly sunny, keeping the temperatures mild to warm. 75 for the high today. Tonight, clouds take over. Rain, maybe a non-severe thunderstorms late tonight. 48 will do it for the low. Let's think mainly after midnight. Then on Friday, periods of rain, a couple of non-severe thunderstorms, noticeably cooler with temperatures holding in the 50s on Friday. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
If it's happening in the world, the country, or the community,
What is happening in the world?
then it's happening here.
Why would we go to these ugly nations rather than drill more or ask Canada to pick up the pace? So what is happening?
This is where St. Louis comes to talk.
Because it's so relevant to what's going on now.
97.1 FM Talk.
Try to explain to me the scientific evidence that proves that that's the right thing to do.
Right here, right now.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-777-1979. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-777-1979. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-777-1979. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-777-1979. 800-777-1979.
Need a break from the sound bites and the talking heads? Do you want information you can actually use? Information that'll change your life for the better? Then listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Del will show you how to retire in 2 to 5 years. Your age doesn't matter. Turn off the pundits and turn on the passive income. Tune in to the Del Walmsley Radio Show.
Tune in to the Del Walmsley Show where the hype ends and the help begins. Weeknights at 7 on 97.1 FM Talk.
Discover thousands of dollars in new tax credits and your biggest refund guaranteed with Jackson Hewitt. Schedule an appointment with one of our tax pros to get a head start on your taxes. Go to jacksonhewitt.com to learn more and find a location near you.
Mark Cox here. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call Thomas Helbig with the Retirement Advisory Group at 314-993-9494. He'll show you how to participate in the market gains without ever losing a penny. Thomas is the official financial advisor of the Mark Cox Morning Show.
If you use a smart speaker, you can listen to 97.1 easier than ever. Just tell it to play 97.1 FM Talk. Or download the Odyssey app for your phone and stream the station whenever, wherever. This hour of the Annie Frey Show is sponsored by The Loading Dock, River Views, outdoor dining, live music, and overnight accommodations. Visit GraftonLoadingDock.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
We have evidence that they are, especially in that city of Mariupol, where you saw that report from my colleague, Richard Engel. Russian forces are inside the main hospital now in that city. It is a particularly uniquely grotesque war crime because you're actually stopping civilians from receiving treatment. You're using the civilians who are in that hospital as human shields, and you're preventing the soldiers who are fighting on behalf of Ukraine from either seeing their relatives or from receiving treatment, and you're stopping bodies from being buried. And that's why we now see mass graves in the city of Mariupol. And as the sun comes up this morning, we're going to be looking at that theater. Around 1,000 civilians huddled inside that theater. And in fact, in the last few hours, we've seen Maxar technology, a satellite image showing that written around that building in Russian were the words children. That is why the local officials there say they believe the Russians were targeting that theater.
MSNBC's Cal Perry reporting on with some of the things that we've seen so far taking place in the last 24, 48 hours in Ukraine. It is just an unbelievable sight to see. And now we have reports coming out from Vladimir Putin's mouth, and he's saying things like self-purification and cleansing about his own country. Next level stuff. Welcome to the Annie Frey Show. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And on that note, happy St. Patrick's Day. In the words of G-Wibs on the Annie Frey YouTube channel, howdy, in an Irish accent, which I don't really know how that, is that something the Irish say?
I always thought it was top of the morning or top.
No, it's not top of the morning.
Top of the morning.
Oh,
top of the morning.
Top of the morning. Yeah. I don't think that you're supposed to, is it cultural celebration to speak with an Irish accent on St. Patrick's Day, or is it cultural appropriation? Because we used to have lots of holidays that celebrated different cultures. Now it's like, I don't know if we're supposed to do that.
Well, this is going to sound terrible, but doesn't it depend on the race of the culture that you're celebrating?
Maybe. I don't know what the rules are.
If it's Irish.
I don't think the Irish care.
No.
I think the Irish are out celebrating being Irish.
Bunch.
And if you choose to be Irish today to celebrate the Irish, I don't think the Irish care.
Can I wish my brother a happy birthday? Today's his birthday?
Absolutely not.
All right. Sorry, Eric. No happy birthday wishes for you.
Of course you can.
Happy birthday, Eric.
Does he love St. Patrick's Day?
Yes. Yeah.
You know, we were talking before about like where your birthday falls. Like, do you have a special I find that there are people in my life whose birthday is either on Halloween or right around Halloween, and they are just like Halloween people. Like, there's an extra thing about it. And I always assume it's birthday related. So he is a big St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, he likes to drink, so likes to party.
You can do that anytime. It doesn't have to be St. Patrick's Day. Last year, I was talking about my German heritage and assuming that like St. Patrick's Day was for those people, basically not me. And my dad messaged me in the middle of the show. Is like, you were 12.5% Irish. My grandmother was 50% Irish. I did not know that until last year. I have so many St. Patrick's Day celebrations to make up for.
Yeah, you do. I
don't like beer.
That's all right. The Irish drink whiskey.
Whiskey,
too.
yes. And let's see, whiskey. There is, I can't remember which way it is. Whiskey with an E, and whiskey with just the Y at the end is that
They're different.
It's, well, whether it is one or the other is based on if it's Irish whiskey or American, like bourbon.
So is
Going
that,
in
yeah, like bourbon and Scotch? Scotch is whiskey made in Scotland.
I don't know.
I think so.
We should listen to Mark Cox's bourbon podcast to find out.
We should.
You can. That's a thing, people.
What's it called? The
Mash.
The Mash. Yeah.
Don't ask me those type of difficult questions. You want to know what's going on in Ukraine? I can tell you that, but I got to remember. I mean, if you do, if you're a bourbon guy or gal, because those do exist. Wink, wink. You should check out Mark Cox's podcast. So it is St. Patrick's Day, and I am not the type of person who is like, it's St. Patrick's Day, I get to wear green today. But I was looking through my drawer today to find what I was going to wear today was one of my old basketball t-shirts. And I feel as though those are in a tote somewhere, like waiting to be made into a quilt. Do you have any of those quilts, t-shirt quilts?
I don't have any t-shirt quilts, but I do want one.
It's a dream of mine to have, because they're all like, it's the story of my life from when I was a young child through college, all these t-shirts, and I can't get rid of them, much to my parents' dismay, because those used to exist at their house. And I know you parents, you're like, get your crap out of my house. So that tote has come into my home, and now it's in my home, and I'm thinking, get this crap out of my house. But I want to make it a blanket, but I can't, I don't know who does these things.
My wife quilts a little bit, but she does.
No, I don't want to put that on her.
But she doesn't make like the big quilt. She's done like the table.
I have a
settings
lot
and
of
stuff
shirts.
like that.
I got a lot of shirts.
There was a lady that at a school that I worked at who has the quilting machine, and I wonder if she's still doing it.
Well, in my mind, there's a t-shirt quilt in my future, and maybe I'll have to learn to quilt when I retire, and that tote will still be sitting there in my basement, and I'll just be staring at it. My husband will be grumbling at it. He's very he handles it well, but I know that he hates my t-shirt problem because I won't get rid of any of them. So I was going through my t-shirt drawer, and I didn't have any of the basketball t-shirts because today is the beginning of March Madness. It is on in the studio here, but we do still have on Fox News in here, so we can keep our eye on the war, and whatever Fox News is covering, but it's pretty much just that. I was thinking about changing that TV to the game. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe.
I vote that we do.
All right. Well, wait. We'll give it we'll give it like at least until maybe 1:30 before we make the change. So it's March Madness. We've got a pool going. My son's 12U baseball team does this for a fundraiser for their team so they can get some extra equipment and help the kids buy their uniforms. And I love this day. This is one of my favorite times of the year when it comes to sports, is the beginning of March Madness. And as I was going through my t-shirt drawer trying to find a basketball t-shirt, I found one of my husband's Notre Dame Irish t-shirts that he gifted me. So I was like, I'll just wear that at St. Patrick's Day. But I feel compelled to be like, I wasn't going to do it, but I have on an Irish t-shirt, and I am now. I do realize being 8th Irish. So I have to celebrate a little bit, I guess. I don't know.
Yep. I don't have any green on because
people are judging you on that.
I know they're judging me, but before you judge me, understand that I've got one green item of clothing, and it's a ratty old t-shirt.
Oh, I thought this was going somewhere else.
No. Man, oh man.
And I'm wearing it. You just can't see it.
No.
Like, oh, Brad.
Who do I look like? Ryan Wiggins?
I don't know. No, he'd wear it on the outside.
Yeah, he'd wear it over his jeans.
He probably is. All I got is green underwear, folks. Here it is. For the world to see. Don't pinch me. Be weird about it. And we got an interesting show planned for you today. Eric Schmitt is coming up at 12:25, levying another lawsuit because he was trying to work with the Missouri School Board Association to find out what they knew and when they knew it regarding, remember back when we had peacetime average people problems where it was just a matter of the administration, the federal government labeling parents who dissented with what was going on in their school districts as domestic terrorists, those little things. Eric Schmitt, as the Attorney General of the state of Missouri, has said, what did you know and when did you know it regarding the Missouri School Board Association? They have not ponied up the information, so he sued them for it. So he's going to talk to us in about 10 minutes about that lawsuit and why he chose to push forward with that. Again, he's doing something every week, and we love to see, I specifically just am watching from afar, and by afar I mean just the east side of the Mississippi River, at all of the freedoming that you Missourians are doing on a regular basis. You just wave your flag and you just bask in your freedom. and I'm jealous. I'm very envious of it. And Eric Schmitt's doing a great job. Tyrus is going to be on at 1:00. And I saw this, man, I was mad yesterday when the Fox News notification came through that said that Jussie Smollett was being released from prison based on appeal. I was mad.
I was livid as well.
And then I initially I was mad. And then I was like, in all of the things, in all of the world, why is this making me mad? So then the poll question that we have up on the Annie Frey YouTube channel, if you join us there, is should we care if Jussie Smollett is in jail or not? You can vote yes or no. We will have the results at the end of the show, and Hannah is monitoring that poll right now and also monitoring the live chat. So if you join us on the live stream on the YouTube channel, say hi to Hannah specifically because she is waiting for you so she can say hi back. Do you care?
I do have strong feelings on this.
I know, but that's an emotional thing. Like, do you have that heart feeling, that emotional, like Jussie Smollett should be in jail? And then do you go, but what does it matter? Or do you think that there is a value to society paying attention to this issue and saying he needs to be in jail and caring?
Well, here's where I'm at on that. And I don't know how much we're going to go into it later, but it's my understanding that he is out because they said that the appeal process would take longer than the 150 days that he would be serving. I understand that. I get that. Okay. I don't want somebody to serve time that they shouldn't have served, but I really, based on what I've seen of the case and all that stuff, I would have judged him guilty. So I think that he should be in jail. However, I understand this is the process in the way that it works. But after that, his appeal process goes through and it gets denied, which I believe it will. I believe he should go back to jail.
Jussie Smollett, this is a Fox News report. Did you hear about how his behavior was when he was in jail?
No.
He only consumed ice water in the 6 days he spent in jail before he was released on Wednesday. Smollett's attorney, Nenye Uchi, I don't know how to say it, I'm sorry, confirmed this is in a news conference after the star was released from the Cook County jail. Quote, ice water, that's been his food and liquid. I can only imagine if I was in jail for something I didn't do, I wouldn't be eating. Put him back in jail right now.
Yeah.
Oh, like, if not jail, make him at least sit in timeout or on the doormat. That's what I made my child do because you know why you make the timeout space at home the front doormat? Because everybody has a doormat. So timeout is everywhere. So we can always go sit on the mat. That was what we did to our little kids.
That is brilliant.
Yeah. Like, we take timeout with you. I would not have been above taking the front doormat along. It's in the car. Go get the mat. Just put it down on the floor. And for us, timeout was always more of a, how are we handling things? Not so much timeout for what you did, but how you handled the correction of what you did so that we can learn to feelings are okay. And, I've talked about this before, but it is definitely one of the most transformative things that I read when I became a new parent. We would get these emails on a weekly basis that would just say, oh, your kid's, 12 weeks old now, and they can see your face from 18 inches now instead of 12 inches or whatever it was. And one of the things that talked about when Charlie, my son, was around toddler age was just remember that when your kid is having tantrums, the emotions that they're feeling are the same emotions that you as a grown person feel when something similar happens to you. But as an adult, as a grown person, you know how to handle those emotions. But the emotions are the same. And it's your job as the parent to recognize the emotion that this child is experiencing and teach them how to responsibly handle it. And of course, that is a years-long process. Your ice cream cone, if you're at the ice cream shop and your ice cream cone, the ice cream falls off the top of it, as a grown person, you're going to feel sad about that. You're going to be angry and frustrated about that. But maybe, I don't know, it's 2022. Maybe you totally do break down and cry and throw a fit and then go on TikTok about it. Maybe that's what you do in 2022. But you probably figure out, gosh, that sucks. I really wanted that ice cream cone. Either it's gone and it's done and it happened, or how do I fix this problem? And maybe you go get another ice cream cone, whatever the situation is. And that's what we used as the foundation to raise our kids, which is to not punish. If they're sad about something, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be angry. If somebody did something to you that's wrong, you should probably be angry about that. But how do we react to it? Jussie Smollett does not know how to handle his emotions and his feelings. He's an immature, narcissistic child. And pretty much all kids are narcissists. You just got to work that out of them. That's the way that the I don't know, I would refer to it as the old Adam. If you know, you know. But when you look at Jussie Smollett and you see how he's behaving, I mean, kids go on hunger strikes. Little children do this type of thing. Everybody knows he's guilty. Not only is he in jail because of his guilt, the judge said when he sentenced him, you are here in large part in this situation because of your behavior on the stand. If he truly was innocent of what this whole situation was, he did not handle his frustration with being wrongly accused. He didn't handle it well. He acted out, and everybody who was in his path was subjected to his inability to handle his emotions. He needs to go sit on the mat and think about what he's done. That's the solution. Put the mat in the jail cell. As far as I'm concerned, I got one. I'll buy one. It'll say on it, Jussie, you sit here. I can't handle it. But maybe with all the things going on in the world, maybe we don't need to be paying attention to this situation. Maybe we are infatuated with this story because of an entertainment value that really isn't worthy of our time. Or maybe this is exactly what we should be focusing on and discussing and pushing back on. We need your vote, and we'll talk about it at the end of the show, but I am going to ask Tyrus about it, and I am very excited to hear what Tyrus thinks about the Jussie situation. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes either way. We should never say Jussie's name again, or if he just lays it out there for us. But at 1:10, we're going to talk with Tyrus about that. In 10 minutes from right now, 5 minutes from right now, we're going to talk with Eric Schmitt, the Missouri Attorney General. It's 12:23 right now. You can donate your car to Goodwill and get 2022 Cardinal tickets at mersgoodwill.org. Use promo code Cardinals to access that awesome opportunity. Join us on the Annie Frey YouTube channel and make sure you vote in the poll. Tell us why you voted the way you did. Eric Schmitt in just a minute when we come back.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
History looks back on times like this. Where do you stand? 97.1 FM Talk is here to spotlight what would otherwise be left in the dark. Right here, right now. 97.1 FM Talk.
Lakeside Renovation and Design.com, the website you can go to see some of the beautiful transformations they are doing to homes all across the Metro East, St. Louis, bi-state region. Lakeside Renovation and Design is the go-to for quality, for confidence, for the understanding that you've worked really hard for the dollars that you want to invest in your home, and you want to make sure that you're spending them wisely. That's why you go to Lakeside Renovation and Design. If you're looking for a window replacement project done in your house, look no further than Lakeside Renovation and Design and those beautiful Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows. Top quality windows exclusive to Lakeside. If you want them, you have to go to Lakeside to get them. Infinity has invested their product in Lakeside because they know that Lakeside's going to do the job right. That's why they chose to go with Lakeside, and I think you might want to do the same as well. Call them to set up an appointment to discuss your project at 636-978-5000. That's 636-978-5000, or you can find them online right now at lakesidrenovationanddesign.com.
Are you a baby boomer with questions or concerns regarding your retirement plan? How about the future of U.S. tax rates and trends? Does your retirement portfolio fully support your income needs? I'm Ken Heisey of Heisey Advisory Group. I can help answer those questions and more. Register for one of our upcoming retirement workshops on Thursday, March 24th or Tuesday, March 29th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. This 2.5-hour workshop will cover 3 essentials: income planning, investment planning, and tax-efficient strategies. Call now to register at 314-328-6000. Again, 314-328-6000. If you have the slightest doubt about your retirement plan, or if you don't have a retirement plan, this workshop is designed for you. Seating is limited, so call now to register at 314-328-6000.
Heisey Advisory Group provides insurance services but may not give tax advice. Firm is not affiliated with the U.S. government. Investment advisory services offered through AE Wealth Management, LLC. Investing involves risk.
Whoever said the more the merrier sure wasn't in charge of hiring new employees, because the more unqualified candidates you have for a job, the more difficult your hiring can be. And that can make the process, well, not so merry for you. Thankfully, there's ZipRecruiter, which you can try right now for free at ZipRecruiter.com/hire. ZipRecruiter's powerful technology finds the right candidates for your job. But unlike other sites, ZipRecruiter goes deeper. ZipRecruiter matches people with people, and you can personally invite your top choices to apply, because the perfect hire is more than a list of qualifications. It's an individual. ZipRecruiter makes hiring the right person easy, and that'll keep you and everyone else very merry.
4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/hire. That's right, free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/hire. ZipRecruiter.com/hire.
Mark Cox here. Join me and Thomas Helbig of the Retirement Advisory Group for the next Protecting Your Retirement educational event. We'll be joined by Annie Frey and Mark Reardon Tuesday, March 22nd at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. There's limited seating, so go online to retirementkey.com. Here's Thomas with more.
Did you know there are innovative financial tools that allow you to participate in the market growth and still protect you from losses? Are you concerned how all the market volatility is affecting your retirement accounts? Did you know if you're 59 and a half or older, you can roll over your 401k or company plan tax-free to protect your nest egg from losses and still generate more income than most investment options? You'll get all the answers and more. If you're 59 or older, you don't want to miss this event.
Protect that retirement nest egg and join the official financial advisor of my show, Thomas Helbig, Tuesday, March 22nd at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Call 314-993-9494 or online at retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Attorney Sandy Davidson tells me as a quasi-governmental body, the Missouri School Boards Association falls under the Missouri Sunshine Laws in regard to Attorney General Eric Schmitt's lawsuit against it. Schmitt said a private citizen requested records in October related to masks in schools and critical race theory. They also requested a letter from the White House to the National School Boards Association imploring the FBI to investigate some parents as domestic terrorists for their actions at school board meetings. But all these requests were allegedly never fulfilled.
So that's ABC 17's Hannah Falcon reporting on this lawsuit. The next lawsuit that Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmitt has filed on behalf of the people, the parents, the students even, I would say, of the state of Missouri regarding the administration's designation of domestic terrorists for those parents who dissented. Eric Schmitt back on the show with us. Attorney General, thank you so much for coming back. You're at it again. Tell us about this newest lawsuit.
Yeah, so if people recall last fall, the National School Boards Association conspired with the Department of Justice, and Merrick Garland admitted this, to weaponize the FBI to investigate parents as domestic terrorists under the Patriot Act. And that intro sounds like out of from another country, but that was actually what was happening here in the United States. And so when that happened, I was the first AG to call out Merrick Garland and fired off a letter there. But we also sent a sunshine request or an open records request to the Missouri School Boards Association to find out what did they know about this? Did they have a role in it? What did they know? When did they know it? And we've gone back and forth with them. They refused to turn over those documents. And so on Tuesday, we filed a lawsuit so the public, can see what actually they were doing. And second, also part of that, Annie, too, is we asked them, what role does the Missouri School Boards Association play with critical race theory in this state? Because they are listed as a client on a website until very recently, since 2014, as a partner of a consulting firm that pushes critical race theory in the 1619 Project. And I would think people have a right to know this stuff. They fall under Missouri Sunshine Law. They refuse to provide the information we've requested, so we filed a lawsuit.
So what has been the reaction from the MSBA regarding your lawsuit? Do they feel any more inclined to cooperate? Because it seems to me like why wouldn't you just cooperate unless there's something you don't want people to see?
I agree. They've doubled down and they try to come after me, and it doesn't matter. Obviously, you know me well enough, Annie, that tactic doesn't work with me. I'm not going away.
Right.
Because I'm not backing down. People deserve to know what role they played in this really unbelievable effort to target parents who are showing up at school board meetings, letting their voices be heard on things like critical race theory or the forced masking of kids. They have every right to do it, but we know what this was all about. This was about DOJ and the National School Board Association trying to intimidate parents, try to silence parents, because, the teachers unions have had their way with this thing for a long time, and they didn't like the fact that parents were showing up and, they had seen what was going on in the classroom during lockdown. They didn't like it. They didn't like the fact that when they came back in, their kids were being forced to wear masks. And so they were letting their voices be heard. And so, again, DOJ is weaponizing the FBI to investigate parents. Also related to that, too, we filed another lawsuit yesterday, Annie, against the Rockwood School District, who posted an FBI tip line. And we asked them, hey, what's this all about? How did you arrive at this? What conversations took place? What emails? They denied that request. And so we sued them on Wednesday. So, we're not going away here. The public deserves to know what's going on. This is really ridiculous kind of behavior, and they need to be held accountable.
We're speaking with the Missouri Attorney General, Eric Schmitt, right now. I mean, you used the word silence right after I wrote down the words on my paper here, silence the opposition, because every single issue that the left is really trying to push with this administration and Democrat control in both houses in Washington, D.C., they push these things that are kind of the antithesis of traditional America, and traditional America means different things to different people. And I think that what traditional America means to us today is generally speaking of freedom, a liberty-based way of life that the left really wants to transform. And when they try to push these new things into our lives, but especially into the lives of our children, they do everything in their power to silence people into fear. And if everybody is afraid, especially parents going into school board meetings, I mean, I'm sure people had to Google where the heck is even the school board meeting taking place. You want to label and name call domestic terrorists to these parents whose concern is their children. It keeps them from speaking up. And in just this instance, parents said, you know what? I'm more afraid of not saying something than I am of saying something. And that's why this was uncovered. It always makes me wonder, how many other places are they trying to push people away from even asking the questions?
Right. Well, that iconic painting of Norman Rockwell of the man standing up at the city council meeting entitled Freedom of Speech. I mean, to go after these people who want nothing more than to let their voices be heard under the First Amendment as domestic terrorists. I mean, this is what it was. So, look, they've got a playbook. It's like with critical race theory. They say, oh, it doesn't exist. It's just a law school class. And then you uncover documents like we have in the Springfield School District where, teachers and staff are being trained about oppression matrix, and that saying colorblind, you want to be colorblind is covert white supremacy. I mean, this stuff is nuts. First, they deny it exists. Then when they find out it does exist, they try to explain it away. And so, again, we're not going away. My job as Attorney General, one of the many jobs, is to enforce Missouri's Sunshine Law, the Freedom of Information requests that we so often had, and then those open records laws. And so the public is entitled to know this information. And the Missouri School Board Association, what did they know? When did they know it? They denied they had any documents. We found out that there are documents that do exist. And so if they've knowingly violated, that's another issue. So the point here is we've sued the Biden administration with 13 other AGs across the country for them ignoring a FOIA request on this very topic. And now we've sued the Missouri School Boards Association on this very topic. I think they thought this stuff was going to go away because clearly there was a backlash of trying to target parents as domestic terrorists, and we deserve answers. And I find it interesting too, Annie, that that leftist hacks at the Kansas City Star and the Post-Dispatch editorial board that want to lecture everybody all the time about how democracy dies in darkness. They'll criticize me for actually trying to uncover stuff. I mean, they should be doing this stuff, but they love to cover for people that they're ideologically aligned for. So transparency only goes one way with them. And so, but like I said, maybe AGs in the past, we're going to look past all this, but not me, because I think parents have had enough of this stuff. they're showing up to these meetings, and they should continue to show up to these meetings and let their voices be heard, and shouldn't be subject to intimidation by their government.
I'm in complete agreement with you. Eric Schmitt on with us right now. I think about your partnership with other attorneys general around the country on various issues. One issue has this group of AGs, this one issue has another group of AGs, some issues were you and just one other AG. But we have this Democratic control in Washington, D.C., but these state elections are so important, the state offices, because it is a very different existence. And we've never seen it more clearly than we have in the last 2 years, to live in a red state of Missouri compared to a blue state of Illinois. And when people have the opportunity to cast a ballot for somebody in this coming November, they really need to think about the comparisons that we have. 50 test kitchens all across the United States of America that show who's for exposing truth, bringing things into the light like you're talking about, and where let's just leave it to the government because they'll take care of all of your needs, provide you all the security you want. You just got to give them your freedom instead.
Well, think about this. If you didn't have Republican AGs and we led the fight on the OSHA mask mandate, they would have gotten away with that.
Yep.
Or not the OSHA, the vaccine mandate. The Remain in Mexico policy that was working under President Trump that Joe Biden on day one flipped the switch on, and you've seen this. We won the Supreme Court. Now we're fighting to get that, reinstated at the lower courts. But all these big wins, and now they're coming for energy. We talked about it on this show before, Annie. They're already starting to signal a climate emergency now to, they can get these executive powers that they long for to do things that they can't get Congress to actually pass, because they don't have the support. So you need people who are going to stand up. The other point that needs to be made is in early April, there are going to be school board elections across Missouri. And it's going to be really important. I mean, I think for, parents who are showing up and letting their voices be heard, it's also important to make sure you know who's running for the local school board. I think people are tired of, this agenda that's being pushed on grade schoolers, middle schoolers, and high schoolers. This kind of indoctrination that the left wants from our school kids. Just let's teach them reading, writing, arithmetic. Let's learn civics. Let's learn about what this country's all about. And then parents can have these conversations. Parents can decide if they want to wear a mask all day long. Parents can make these decisions about vaccine, as opposed to the left trying to dominate and force people through the power of government to do what they want them to do. I think people, like I said, people have had enough of this.
Yeah, they have. And watching you fight and other people in your position across the country fight back it's what the country needs to see right now. And it's why we love talking with you. Thank you so much for the time again. Can't wait to hear what you do next. Eric Schmitt, we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Annie. Take care.
Yep, you as well. The Missouri Attorney General there with us right now. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Wiggins America here in studio. Have you seen Ryan yet today?
Yes.
You have? Okay, I was going to say, you tell us on the live chat, do you think Wiggins is wearing green? I haven't seen him yet. I'm going to say, see, he's the type of person, this is in the mind of Wiggins. Walk with me here because I'm afraid to be there by myself. I would wear green because it's St. Patrick's Day, but that's what you're supposed to do. So I'm going to not wear green, but I think people would expect that I would be the type of person to not wear green. So I'm going to wear all green today.
He's probably in his office listening to this comment.
Changing his clothes. Based on what I say.
Yep.
Yeah. He's going to come in here with those green undies on, and that's it. You mean watch the YouTube live or not? Brad's leaving. Brad's leaving the show. So
I am
Hannah,
out.
we're going to need you to come in here and produce for us here in just a minute. Wiggins America in just a minute. Don't go away.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Eric Schmitt, the National School Board Association, was working in concert with the Department of Justice to weaponize the FBI. Think about that. Under the Patriot Act, to treat parents as domestic terrorists.
Weekdays from 3 to 6 on 97.1 FM Talk.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-342-2054. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-342-2054. 800-342-2054. 800-342-2054.
Surprise! Surprise! You know, surprise parties, they can be fun, right? Well, financial surprises, not so much, especially when you're retired. Like finding out you owe more in taxes than you thought you would, or having to go back to work to make ends meet. Maybe you think you'll be okay, but why not double check just to be sure? Call Marvin Mitchell at Compass Retirement Solutions and schedule a retirement double check. Marvin and his team have been helping families plan for retirement for more than 15 years. Call 314-373-1598 to schedule your retirement double check with Marvin Mitchell at Compass Retirement Solutions. That's 314-373-1598. Don't let a financial surprise derail your retirement dreams. Give Marvin and the team a call, 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services, investments, and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and in Illinois.
I'm Chris Walls, and I'm a truck driver from Missouri. For 13 hours a night, I sit in my truck and I drive. Out of boredom, I'll stop and eat. If I'm not doing fast food, I guarantee there's a bag of chips open on my dashboard. That was all until Andro 400. I started out 4 months ago, and since taking Andro 400, I have dropped 45 pounds. I'm sleeping better. There's no cravings. I actually don't even think about food. My knee pain went away. I've had some lower back issues, and I've noticed that went away, and I can only contribute that to Andro 400. One thing that Andro 400 said on the radio ad is it attacks belly fat. Well, let me tell you, it did. The second month is where I saw a drastic change in the size of my stomach. I've lost 6 inches. This product really does work.
So guys, if you'd like to experience similar results, then get Andro 400. The safe, natural, and inexpensive way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
Hey guys, Glover here with my very, very good friend, Dr. Kathy Maupin at BioBalanceHealth.com. If you have reached that certain age and you're just not feeling very well and nothing's working the way it used to work, go see Dr. Kathy. She is not only a medical doctor, she is a patient of this bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. It absolutely works. It's a long-term solution. She is an artist when it comes to helping you with your hormones. BioBalanceHealth.com for Dr. Kathy Maupin.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com or call us toll-free at 888-367-6512.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for their honor flight today at gsLhonorflight.org, and for heating services, visit aircomfortservice.com.
Up-to-the-minute traffic reports, so you don't have to keep looking at your phone. Dependable traffic on 97.1 FM Talk. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company, the best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor. This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Was it Ireland that Madonna went to and became one of them? Is that where she moved to?
Ooh, man,
or was it
that's some deep trivia?
The United Kingdom?
I don't know. That doesn't strike a chord with me. Did she renounce American citizenship?
No, I don't know about that, but she developed an accent and everything.
Oh, I do remember that. She was dating, was it Guy Ritchie for a long time that she was dating or married to?
Speaking of deep Madonna trivia that I do not know.
He's a pretty famous director.
Portugal?
Oh, okay. Well, then, no, it wasn't Ireland.
Madonna moved her family to Portugal to get away from Trump, and also for the soccer. That's the actual headline from a Vanity Fair article. That's so ridiculous. What's wrong with you?
Wait, was she dating somebody in Portugal, or she was dating Portugal the man?
The subheadline says, "As you know, this is not America's finest hour." I'd like to interview her about that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little more looking into that because do you remember the accent? London. I lived in London for 10 years.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think that's where she developed an accent. It's like,
look, I'm gonna be very nice to Madonna here and say that if I were living anywhere for 10 years, I probably would do the same thing. Because when I went to Quebec for a week, I was already coming up at the end of my sentences. And I was like, why am I doing this? I'm not even speaking French. I'm just doing it in English. Quebec City.
Quebec.
Yeah.
Not Quebec.
He's saying Quebec.
Quebec.
Okay.
You went there and you had an
I'll
accent.
drop the U.
Yeah. Get
Quebec.
it right, Ryan.
Sorry.
I don't understand these cultural differences.
I don't either. Apparently, I was stepping all over somebody's
Did you stop
culture.
putting ice in your soda?
I gotta say,
yes,
though,
I
gotta
hated
say, if you're in Wiggins, America, you can say whatever you want. However you want.
Love it. Yeah. And that was some basketball teas right there. I think I'm going to come up with a March Madness
What did we just do that had to do with basketball?
Well, that Wiggins.
That's okay.
That's from basketball.
I was like, were we talking?
No, I've
But I
got
got you. You're right.
I've got a little bit of a change I think I'm going to do during March Madness for my Open. I'm working on it. So a couple facts I'm going to share with you and get your opinion on. Annie, Quanzo Martin, familiar with him?
Conzo?
Oh, gosh. Are you kidding me? Was that a joke or am I actually saying it wrong?
I think you're actually saying it wrong.
You dropped the U from every word then. Quebec. It's pronounced Quebec.
We're in Wiggins, America. It's pronounced however you want.
Exactly. Quanzo Martin.
It ends at 12:56 though, so get it all out.
Head coach of Mizzou he got a 7-year, $21 million contract. He was fired after 5 of those years just recently.
Like
still owed
yesterday, right?
Yeah. Well, everybody knew he was getting fired though. Still owed $6 million on that contract. So we're still going to be paying him $6 million. We as in taxpayers. Publicly funded university.
I don't think that's the way it works.
Explain.
Well, I looked it up since you suggested it, and I questioned it, and you're like, "No, I'm good with it." What I read was that there is about a 6-figure salary that is funded by tax dollars, and then the big chunk of that is funded by brand deals, entertainment, like market, like whatever you're being broadcast on. Like all of that is what makes the money.
It's actually what I found too.
So I don't know that the income that is based at a university like Mizzou or many other universities, they don't even have to necessarily be Division I, but certainly Division I athletics, is that a ton of the revenue that comes into that university is based on athletics. So investing in it makes sense. And if it's a 6-figure salary, I would be much more inclined to ask why a lot of the professors at the university are making these sizable 6-figure salaries than I would be worrying about the coach, because from what I understand, if the coach is successful, they're pulling money in.
And the further they get into tournament, like in this, football's a little bit different, but with basketball, there's
football is way different and dumb, but I digress.
Yeah, the bowl system in general.
The playoffs. Is what I'm.
But the further you get, or you make the tournament, I think you get a larger portion of that pot too, which won't apply to Mizzou this year. But yeah, you're right, and there's no issue. Personal thing here. There's no issue that enrages Bob Wiggins, my father, more than
Bob
this
Wiggins
issue.
is Ryan's alter ego. Like when he gets mad, he turns into Bob.
No, especially this time. And when coaches get fired, he sent me a detailed report of 35 different coaches across the country that are all getting fired right now with money left on their contracts. And it does bring up an issue of why are athletic directors are able to get away with that, because that's a lot of money left on the table, regardless of where it's coming from. Take the public funded issue aside. You're talking about signing a coach to a big contract for a long time, and they usually are only fulfilling part of that contract. So that's a separate issue.
But who are you mad at?
I think you're mad at, if I were paying tuition at that college, I would be mad that, and it's not even coming from tuition. That's why it gets really tricky. Well, here, you want to get mad about something?
No. I did that yesterday, and I heard from people
I heard from people
on both
about that.
sides of the issue. Like
Yeah.
that was the greatest thing ever, and I'm never listening to you again. Stop bitching. Which was so I got on both sides, and I felt really good about the comments and really bad about the negatives. So it was a roller coaster.
So
this is whatever you say to me. It doesn't matter what
you're
it
just
is.
going to be
I'm
like,
gonna
it's
even
fine.
keel.
It's fine.
I don't know if it's fine, but
Mizzou gets $460 million in public money per year.
gets what?
$416 million per year.
What are they doing with it? Here's what we need to do. You wanna forgive student loans. You want kids to be able to access education. If we're gonna publicly fund these universities, instead of giving the money to the kids to pay for the university, just force the university to charge less, because that's what you want to do to gas stations. That's what you want to do to meat suppliers. The government right now, the federal government, Joe Biden has never met a business that he's okay with. Everything that's wrong is not his fault. He has control, as much as the executive has, of the federal government. He is the idea thought leader, yikes, of the federal government, because his party is in charge at all levels. And the only thing he can come up with to think about to fix any of the massive problems facing Americans right now is to yell at the private companies. The federal government has got to be the biggest consumer and funder of basically any type of business and service that is out there on the whole. And all he can do is shame private businesses for their actions. Like, is there any introspection on, okay, what do I have control of? Is there anything we could do here so that when I go after the oil companies for price gouging, or the meat packing companies for price gouging, or whatever it is, that I can say, here's what I've done, and I've done all I can do. Your turn. That's how a leader would fix these issues. But no, the private companies are the ones that get attacked all the time. So instead of going after the taxpayer dollars for more bailouts for people who took out loans that they couldn't afford to take out, or just decided they don't need to pay back, go to those universities and tell them to lower their costs, because that's what you're doing to every private company out there. Problem solved.
Yeah, domestically, at the Biden administration and at the state level, it's Democrats. I've read a lot of articles about this topic, researching it before this segment, and it's exclusively Democrats saying, especially in Missouri, since I focused on Missouri, that we're not spending enough on public universities. 1.3, 1.6 right in there per year, Missouri is spending on public university education. That's your tax dollars, roughly $1.3 billion. And it's one of the lowest in the nation. I think Missouri is about number 46 in the nation. So every state is doing this. What are we getting in return? I mean, we're getting basically ideology pumped into our kids, publicly funded by our tax dollars.
Well, I mean, that's a byproduct of it. I wouldn't say that if you come out of Mizzou with a journalism degree, that the only thing you got was ideology. You're definitely going to get a decent helping of that. You get a great education at Mizzou. You can get a great education at Illinois, but you also get all this other crap, which is where the public funds come in and say, I always liken the public funding of education to our public funding of women's health issues, i.e. abortion. The Hyde Amendment says that no tax dollar can go to support an institution, institutions providing of abortive services. So you can spend $500 million of taxpayer dollars at Planned Parenthood, but that money goes in the pot that's not for abortions. It goes in the pot for oh no, they don't do breast exams and mammograms. They don't do that at Planned Parenthood, where they service women. You just can't pay for abortions with. So as a taxpayer, whether I agree with abortion or not, I know that my taxpayer dollars aren't going to fund abortion. Well, they certainly get around that. Why is it when it comes to education that our tax dollars can go to fund schools that push that ideology, but not a different ideology, like, say, Christianity? Pick one or the other, all or nothing. Either no publicly funded education that pushes an ideology, which I include religion in that, or make those tax dollars portable so they go with a kid where they can be educated, whether it is a grade school, high school, or even a public education in a university, and let those kids decide and parents decide what's best for themselves. Because you don't get to take our tax dollars, to your point, Ryan, and invest them in indoctrination, because there is a lot of good that comes with public education, but they're using it to fund their own retention of power. That's where the public, the gamesmanship of the whole thing comes in, and everybody knows it's happening. Eric Schmitt knows it's happening. That's what he just talked about.
Right. Yeah. When he was talking about that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how topical this is going to be. Yeah, we're in the midst of a big shift in public education. I think we all can agree with that. We haven't gotten there yet, but I think the public sentiment is ready for it.
Yeah, and the Biden administration labeling concerned parents domestic terrorists is probably the best thing he could have done to push the issue in front of the faces. Like I said with Eric Schmitt, parents have been terrified to stand up and speak. These are a lot of people speaking are not like the speakers, but they're more afraid of not speaking than they are of standing up and saying something.
Yeah.
So you want to awaken that sleeping giant? Yeah. Tick off all the moms and dads out there. That is a bipartisan beast that I would just love for you to awaken enough so we can get our country back in order. All right. Is Mizzou in the tournament? I don't know. I'm not asking that to be mean.
No, they're not.
All right. ILL.
Yep.
INI people. We'll be right back with Tyrus. Don't go away.
If you're considering an annuity as part of your retirement plan, we need to talk. Hi, I'm Bob Stockdale, Senior Vice President Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 11 on 97.1 FM Talk. Annuities can be a useful tool for some retirement investors, but not all annuities are created equal. Every week, we meet clients who own complex annuities that don't suit their needs and, in some cases, actively undermine their retirement plan. Before you purchase an annuity, get a second opinion from the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel. Requesting a consultation is free of charge. To request a free consultation, contact us at clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member NYSE and SIPC.
Attention investors. How would you like to collect a government-backed check with secured double-digit returns in as little as 21 days? The tax lien code is going to expose the best-kept secret in real estate investing in a free 20-minute Kickstart video. Text the word INVEST to 26022 now and let their free video show you how to earn government-backed returns up to 25% with as little as $50, or how to invest in tax-delinquent homes that are 50% off market. Plus, see how you can access private tax lien inventory not available to the public. So if you want to become a real estate investor that buys tax liens from the comfort of your own home, then text INVEST to 26022 now and get your free Kickstart video. Text INVEST to 26022 right now and you'll get free tickets to attend a live training in the St. Louis area that will include your VIP tax lien bidder number, a power bank charger, and a tax lien investor kit free to all attendees. So text INVEST to 26022. That's INVEST to 26022 for your free Kickstart video.
Looking to sell your house without all the hassle and pricey repair costs? Great, because Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis loves buying fix-up homes in any condition, as is, no fees and no commissions. Call 314-782-8000, and Chris Buys Homes in St. Louis will give you a cash offer right now. No strings attached. We buy inherited houses, divorce houses, trashed houses, even those my tenant won't pay rent houses. Call Chris at 314-782-8000 and find out how easy it is to work with us. That's 314-782-8000. Do you think your home will be difficult to sell? Easy. Our team will provide you with personal guidance through our short and simple process to turn your house into a pile of gold. Just call Chris at 314-782-8000. 314-782-8000. That's 314-782-8000. And let Chris worry about everything.
KFTK FM Florissant, driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, 97.1 FM Talk. An Odyssey station.
Announcing Russia's actions, I'm Rich Dennison, Fox News. A day after calling Russian President Vladimir Putin a war criminal, President Biden today again condemning Russia's ongoing invasion of Ukraine.
Putin's brutality and what he's doing and his troops are doing in Ukraine is just inhumane.
The president's comments coming during a virtual meeting with Ireland's prime minister. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin also calling out Russia following reports its forces are targeting civilians in Ukraine.
If you attack civilians purposely, target civilians purposely, then that is a crime.
A chain reaction crash on Interstate 57 in southeast Missouri involving up to 50 vehicles has left several people dead and others injured. Police say extreme fog played a role in the crash, with several people airlifted from the scene and others transported by ambulance. The number of victims is not yet known as emergency crews continue their rescues. The competition to host the 2024 Republican National Convention has been narrowed to 2 cities.
Fox News Digital confirming that Salt Lake City has been taken out of the running. A source saying the city's main arena will be undergoing upgrades that summer would complicate things, leaving Milwaukee and Nashville as the final 2 sites vying to play host to the 2024 convention. Officials from those cities will travel to Washington, D.C. next week to make their pitch. Pittsburgh was eliminated last month.
Fox's Gianna Gelosi. White House COVID-19 response coordinator Jeff Zients and his deputy are leaving the Biden administration next month. The White House announcing today that they will be replaced by Dr. Ashish Jha, dean of the Brown University of Public Health. In a statement, President Biden praised Zients and his team, citing the U.S.'s high vaccination rates, distribution of home COVID tests, and schools reopening across the country. America's listening to Fox News.
Your life, your hopes, your passions. These things are none of our business. Your deodorant rash, your favorite cheese, and whatever you were searching for at 1:15 a.m. That's really none of our business. Because your life is private. And unlike other tech companies, we think your internet should be too. Oh, what kind of talk is that? That's none of our business either. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Novo Platform Inc. is a fintech, not a bank. Banking services provided by Middlesex Federal Savings, FA. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
You're making something new with your business. To support you, Novo built a new kind of business checking. Instead of a one-size-fits-all approach, Novo is customized to your business to save you time and free up cash flow. Sign up for your free business checking account right now. Plus, our listeners get access to over $5,000 in perks and discounts at novo.co/today. novo.co/today.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Keeping the skies partly sunny, keeping the temperatures mild to warm. 75 for the high today. Tonight, clouds take over. Rain, maybe a non-severe thunderstorms late tonight. 48 will do it for the low. Let's think mainly after midnight. Then on Friday, periods of rain, a couple of non-severe thunderstorms, noticeably cooler with temperatures holding in the 50s on Friday. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Let's just be honest about this.
Broadcasting on a lightning rod.
I would say you're not looking in the right spot because you...
Well, guide me in that direction, Jesse.
Weekday afternoons.
I've already been very sick with it, and I had to take an antiviral
Where did you
medicine.
get it? Where did you get the coronavirus? From your masked child?
No, we didn't. We always...
And I could make a stronger case for them not wearing masks because you've already had it.
Weekday afternoons on 97.1 FM Talk.
Stewie, it's Stewart's American Mortgage. Oh, gosh, get your call in right now to Stewie because rates are going up right now. And if you want to secure the lowest monthly payment you can on your mortgage, or if you are looking to take money out of the equity in your house, if they're going to raise those rates, then I'm thinking out loud here, because I heard somebody on Fox Business say it, that the cost of homes, that's going to have to go down to make a more competitive environment for people who are looking to purchase homes. So the equity in your house is high right now. And if you're looking to purchase a home right now and you want to be a very competitive buyer, the bagel loan is the only way to go. Nobody else can offer you the bagel loan. It's called the bagel loan because it looks like a zero, and you're going to pay zero in fees that every other lender out there is going to charge you for. You can only get it with Stewie at Stewart's American Mortgage. I've used the bagel loan myself. It is for real. There are no tricks to it. He doesn't take the fees and say you don't pay him and then roll him into the loan. There's nothing like that. Reach out to Stewie and tell him Annie told you about the bagel loan. You want to know how it can help you. He will be happy to take your phone call or text 314-324-4440 and MLS number 226715.
My leg was painful, red, and swollen just doing the crossword puzzle. I could have put off telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
He told his doctor and found out his leg pain, swelling, and redness are deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to the lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. If you have one or more of these symptoms, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Americans don't trust big media. The source you can trust is Newsmax.
Find it on all major cable systems or download the free Newsmax app on your phone. Millions are watching Newsmax and the Newsmax team with Rob Finnerty, Eric Bowling, Sean Spicer and Lindsey Keith, Greg Kelly, Stinchfield and Rob Schmitt. Plus weekends with Huckabee, Diamond and Silk, Gorka and Wendy Bell. 20 million people have made the switch to Newsmax. Try it. You may never go back.
I'm Dr. Nick Barnes at Health From Within Family Chiropractic in Rock Hill. At Health From Within, our mission is to transform the way you manage your health by bringing you the truth about health and healing. We use proven techniques to remove interference in the nervous system and maximize health naturally, without drugs or surgery. Connect with me at healthfromwithinstl.com and join me for Maximize Living on this station every Sunday at 8 a.m. or download the Maximize Living podcast, healthfromwithinstl.com.
The only person who can change your life is you, but you need to know how. Listen to my show, The Del Walmsley Radio Show, where the hype ends and the help begins.
Listen to The Del Walmsley Radio Show this Saturday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. on 97.1 FM Talk.
Download the Odyssey app to listen to 97.1 FM Talk and find content that moves you. Anytime, anywhere. The Odyssey app for 97.1 FM Talk on the go. This hour of the Annie Frey Show is sponsored by The Loading Dock, River Views, outdoor dining, live music, and overnight accommodations. Visit GraftonLoadingDock.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not a married sweetheart.
Goodness sake, Dad. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not a married sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Convicted hate crime hoaxer Jussie Smollett was just sentenced to jail, and now he's been released from jail, or is about to be. He was just a few days into his 150-day sentence, but this evening an appeals court ruled that Jussie Smollett can go home while he works to get his conviction overturned, because he's not a Trump voter. He's not one of those January 6 guys rotting in solitary for more than a year. He's Jussie Smollett. He's a famous actor. Smollett's attorney said the appeals process will take longer than 150 days, so it's only fair to let him out as the appeal works its way through the system, because, again, he's a Hillary man. They also argued Smollett was in danger in the Cook County jail, even though he was in solitary confinement. He could have beaten himself up again. Apparently, those arguments took the day, so Jussie Smollett is back home tonight.
Nobody makes Tucker Carlson laugh like Tucker Carlson each and every night. It's amusing to watch. I kind of feel like he does have a point here. I guess it depends on who you are and who you're connected with. Jussie Smollett released from jail based on his appeal going through. And I said to Brad earlier in the show, when I got the notification that he got let out of jail, I was mad about it. And then I immediately asked myself, should I even have the emotion in my veins to care about this situation? I wanted to ask Fox News contributor Tyrus about it. Let's get to it.
You're becoming like my most stable relationship.
Enough said.
Tyrus, welcome back to the show. Great to have you here.
Always a pleasure.
Do you wear green on St. Patrick's Day? Are you
talk about Juicy? I saw that on social media.
I did. Yeah.
I actually refer to him as Juicy.
Juicy Smollett is one of the funniest things that's ever happened in comedy. Let me ask you that question then. So, like, when you find out that he's being let out of jail, do you have the emotional response that I did? Like, are you freaking kidding me right now? Or do you care, or should we care?
No, I think we have to remember that when you have money or you have people who are willing to pay your bills, you can get really good lawyers and you can do things like this. Now, for those of us who don't have really good lawyers, we don't get to sit out pending an appeal. But all he's doing is prolonging the inevitable. And we see this a lot in white collar crimes where they prolong as long as they can before they actually have to do jail time. I think R. Kelly had a pretty good run. So let's hope it's not that long. But plus, he has to get together. He's got to. I think maybe now he's going to bring in a a writer this time because clearly his last scenario didn't quite work. He did a good job of setting the table in court for another attempted crime at him when he said that if anything happens to me, it's not him. You know, we all saw it. I give him a C in acting, an A for effort. But,
yeah.
But the underlying current is we cannot get caught up in all of this. But what he did do, and again, I wish the judge would have spent less time chewing him out and more time stacking time. And I say this from the perspective is that in this country, when people make false allegations against you, whether it's anything from, you know, rape or attempted murder or blackmailing or anything, and you are able to prove that it is false, they need to be looking at the same charges as somebody who's actually doing those offenses, in my opinion. Now, I always hear the argument, well, if you punish them, you make other people not want to come forward. No, I think you make other people who are dishonest not want to come forward. I don't think, because everyone should be heard, 1,000,000%. But then everyone should respect the investigation. And I feel like with Jussie's situation, he abused not just the country, but he hurt efforts with the communities that he represents, and he also added more fire to division in this country, where when anything's wrong, blame a white guy, and a lot of people were hurt from that. And one of the things that the constant thing was, well, he didn't hurt anybody. No, physically he didn't. Indirectly, yes, he caused a lot of issues for a lot of people, and a lot of people who were just a Trump supporter or a staunch conservative, or just like wearing a red hat.
Yeah.
Were looked at differently, were called. If you wore that hat, you supported the guy. You were part of the team that attacked him. It was the lasting effects from his hoax hurt a lot of people for whatever reason, because he didn't do it. And in this new woke age, they want. And I was thinking about this today. So I thought about jokes, and I thought, you know what, this really isn't a joking matter, other than he himself is the joke. But it looks to me like what this woke society is doing is they want the sins of today be forgiven because of what happened in the past. What I'm saying is there was injustice for African Americans in the past, so now they want, when they make mistakes, commit crimes, lie, to be, well, we owe you one, almost like an NBA game. I missed that foul, but I'll give you one later in the game. That's kind of what they want, what I'm seeing. We're seeing that with the sentencing with the BLM arsonist, where like he should have got 20 years. His fire killed a black man on top of that. But because of what happened in the past, he should get a lighter sentence. And so that's what they're going for right now. And you can't change the past, but if we truly want equality and we want everyone to be treated the same and given the same opportunities, they also should be punished the same. And he should have got the full sentence. But that's what the woke are trying to slide by us is, I'm not guilty for what I did because people I'm not connected to at all went through a hard time, so therefore I should get a break. And that's really the injustice of it.
I'm looking at Jussie Smollett's life, and as a black gay man in America, he seems as though he's achieved a lot of success. Could be a success story that could be motivating and inspiring to other people that see him as a black icon or as a gay icon. Like, he actually has something to provide both of the causes that it seems this hoax was supposed to shine a light on. So to me, I don't know that I can get inside of Jussie's head, and I don't know that would be something that I would want to do anyway, but it seems as though it wasn't about the cause. What he's suggesting that he, in his tirade in the courtroom, like if he was guilty of what he was accused of, he would have been punching the face in the black and the gay communities that he's trying to support. It does seem like this is all about Jussie for Jussie, and that actually helping these communities has nothing to do with his actions.
I don't pretend to know Jussie, and I wouldn't want to, based on who he is as a person and his character. But the one thing that I've noticed being in the spotlight, whether it's acting, wrestling, my work with Fox, being on your show, is that there is a certain intensity of being in the spotlight, and you crave it. And in some cases, it can be like an addiction. And then there's this entitlement that comes with, well, I'm on TV and I have this top-rated show, but I'm not getting paid like the other guys. So the desperation for attention can overtake anything else. And what the series he was on was coming to an end. And maybe he wasn't getting a lot of offers. Maybe there wasn't things going on in his world. So he wanted to pull a stunt that would make him get bigger paydays, be rallied around. You know, he would have been on every if it would have went the way he wanted it to, he would have been on every major news network, interviews. He would have had a benefit concert. He would have met the president. I mean, he would have been taken care of and pampered by, he would have got the guilty white attention. He would have got the black attention. He would have got the gay community attention. He would have gotten it all. But luckily, the truth came out, and he's not getting those things. So someone like that, who's that, as I like to say, is that thirsty, will stop at nothing. So of course, we're going to have this outbreak in court, and of course, this isn't over. This will continue. He'll fool somebody into doing a documentary on his life. We see the attention seeking with Colin Kaepernick, and it just kind of people just after a while, when the fog of the virtue signaling wanes out, they're just stuck with themselves. And that's really going to be his prison when this is all over, he serves his time and he gets out, he's going to have that reality of the world has moved on without him. And that's when his prison sentence will really kick in.
You know, Tyrus, when I'm thinking about how committed he is to this role or position of I'm innocent, I'm not guilty, I didn't do this, I really feel that there's a part of me that's just like, you know, I'm not your friend, dude, but you just got to let it go. You just got to stop. But he's been humiliated nationally, potentially globally, humiliated by his actions, by getting caught doing what he did, that it's almost like the only thing that can make this more embarrassing is for him to come out and say, yeah, you're right. I made it all up because of XYZ. So I guess his commitment to this role right now is where he feels he has to be, because the alternative could only make it worse.
Jr. in Tropic Thunder had the best line. He don't break character till the DVD is released. So he's not going to break character. Because it's just too, the woke don't ever admit they're wrong. They just keep going. You know, they're never wrong. Well, we're seeing with the mask mandates and stuff, that type of mindset, I'm not wrong, you're just a bad person. And whatever I did, it was my truth. So you really can't argue with that. And just talking about it, I feel dumber now.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to ask you about that in the context of Ukraine and Russia. Like these are like real grown-up problems that have all of us with a little bit of our jaws agape and looking at what's really happening in the world right now. It's horrifying. And in America, we still have a lot of problems that we've kind of just put on the back burner right now because like the really big problems are on center stage. Those small problems are still going to be there and still going to fester. And one of the things that Americans have been told for the last probably 10 to 12 years is a major concern are a lot of these woke issues and race relations and you know, like you're talking about equity, the way you're talking about how we can help some of these marginalized communities in a real measurable way instead of just in the politically expedient way. Do you think that those issues, the woke crowd, is that going to be put away for good, or is that going to rear its ugly head maybe come, I don't know, October?
Well, it's still not gone. It's just that they're not getting as much airtime, which, you know, but also but they're still getting their time. What's not getting time is the crime in this country. What's not getting time is how we're dealing. And we're talking about inflation and stuff, but the crime is unbelievable. The beatings that we're seeing, it's just crazy. But they're redoing it because now they're moving from racism to treason. That's the new favorite word, is treason, which they have no idea what it's about. A lot of them had no clue what no-fly zone actually meant. They thought it was a safe zone. So when you conflate first world problems with real problems, there's a little bit of a culture shock. And I think a lot of our younger generation, when they're seeing people, houses being blown up and lives being changed forever, they realize that unfollowing Russian soldiers is not going to stop the problem, or trolling them online. Like, you have to deal with real problems, and there's real places in the world where they're really unsafe, not fake unsafe from ideas and whatnot. So America, we got fat. We didn't have real problems. And now we're dealing, and let the progressives and woke in the front door. And now we're dealing with some real life problems, and the woke are going to struggle with that because it's hard to it's hard to deal with real stuff when you bury yourself in fantasy land. So hopefully I think the adults are going to say, you know what, social media really isn't as much as we thought it was, and cancel culture isn't worth it. So we're seeing a change, and it's good. And unfortunately, it's happening during a really horrible time what's going on in Ukraine.
Yeah,
but hopefully adults will take the microphones over and we can get back to being a great country again.
Well, it's good to see Gutfeld back on the air. I got to ask, do you wear green on St. Patrick's Day? I can't imagine anyone pinches you if you don't.
I wore green last night for Kevin Garnett. His jersey retired in Boston, and I root the fight Garnett thing. I didn't wear green today, but you know what? I'm green with envy. So there you go.
Fair enough. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Tyrus. Good to talk to you as always. We'll get you again next week.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. At Planet Tyrus on Twitter, Fox News contributor. He's a co-host or featured guest on Gutfeld, which is back on the air in the evenings. I haven't been able to catch it yet, but it's definitely worth your watch, your DVR setting. Quick break. When we come back, we're going to speak with Austin Berg, who's the Vice President of Marketing, Illinois Policy Institute. We love the Illinois Policy Institute here on the Annie Frey Show. And we're going to catch up with the latest on that Mike Madigan indictment. Austin is going to update us on what this means for Mike Madigan specifically, but more importantly, what does it mean for us? What does it mean for the state of Illinois and the people who exist around the state of Illinois? Because this could have some serious legs. It's 1:22 right now. Good grief. Like, I can't tell time. It's 1:22 right now. Donate your car to Goodwill and get 2022 Cardinal tickets at mersgoodwill.org. Use promo code Cardinals. Austin Berg, Illinois Policy Institute. In just a minute. Don't go away.
10 years away. The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Drink a little drink, smoke a little smoke.
Here's 97.1 insider Hans von Spakovsky.
They would push through bad bills that would actually destroy the economy of this country and our general standard of living.
Where St. Louis comes to talk. 97.1 FM Talk.
So C.A. Jones is a home builder in Illinois, right here in the Metro East, all across the Metro East, north to south. And they make some of the most beautiful houses with amazing finishes, and they're affordable as well. A lot of people who have been looking for homes have realized that there's not a lot of inventory out there, so they've considered building for the first time. If you are looking to build your dream home, whether it's a 2-bedroom or a 4-bedroom with a finished basement with a bunch of extra bedrooms in it, walkout basement, 2-story, 2-car garage, 3-car garage, they can customize their beautiful home layouts, which you can see at cajonesinc.com right now, for your needs and their usage of space, their finishes, their access and integration of alternative energy, solar energy. It's just a really, really, really smart way to build. And C.A. Jones Inc. is the way to go. Wonderful people there who make sure that the whole process that you're going through when you are building a home is as stress-free as it possibly can be. Reach out to my friends at C.A. Jones for your next home build. Start the conversation today. You can go online at cajonesinc.com.
Hi, it's Michael Mohan at Community Mortgage. As we go into a new year, it is a great time to get started on a new home loan. If you've been thinking about a cash-out refinance to pay off debt or update your home, act now while equity is at an all-time high and interest rates are still at historic lows. Maybe it's the year that you're going to reduce your term or get rid of the dreaded PMI. Perhaps this is the year that you buy a new home. Call me now so you can shop with confidence. When you call, there will be no gimmicks or sales pitch, just straightforward, upfront information on refinancing and home buying options. So call me today, 314-336-6050, 314-336-6050, or online at communitymortgagestl.com.
Community Mortgage LLC, 224143, NMLS 250353.
Owning a business comes with pressure. There's a limit to what I can do and still keep employees engaged. Fortunately, there's Insperity. They put 30-plus years of HR experience to work to help me with hiring, training, HR administration, and compliance, while giving my employees competitive benefit options. And because I'm able to focus on other priorities, my employees can thrive and my business can grow. With Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Insperity, HR that makes a difference.
When you own a small business, sometimes you need funds fast. So go to OnDeck, America's largest online small business lender with over $14 billion funded. OnDeck makes it easy to apply in minutes and, if approved, get your loan as soon as the same day so you can get back to business. Go to OnDeck.com. Your loan is on deck. Depending on certain loan attributes, your business loan may be issued by OnDeck or Celtic Bank, a Utah chartered industrial bank member FDIC. Limited eligibility for same-day funding. OnDeck does not lend in every state. All loans subject to lender approval.
Rhino Shield is far superior to even the best traditional exterior house paint. Rhino Shield is 8 to 10 times thicker than paint and comes with a 25-year transferable warranty. Rhino Shield is the only ceramic coating company that has been chosen by Disney, This Old House, and 3 times on HGTV's Curb Appeal, where every episode is concentrated on unpainted brick, bonds and seals to stucco, wood, hardy, block, color lock, masonite, and more. No better product for those steel aluminum-sided homes that have become, chalky and tired looking. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. After 15 years, we've got a great reputation and a superior product. As long as it's affordable, why wouldn't you do it? Before you make the costly mistake of painting with traditional paint, you'd be best served to call Rhino Shield today. We are the experts and our evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
A political bombshell this afternoon from the Dirksen Federal Building, where prosecutors have indicted former Illinois House Speaker Mike Madigan. He's charged with racketeering, conspiracy, and bribery relating to a years-long scheme involving Illinois' largest electric utility. ComEd previously admitted to hiring Madigan cronies and confidants, giving them jobs and lucrative contracts to curry favor with Madigan for his support on legislation. But it doesn't end there. Prosecutors accuse Madigan of essentially running a criminal enterprise that existed to enhance his political power and financial well-being.
So that is a WGN report from earlier this month when we discovered the federal indictment of one former speaker, Mike Madigan, the most powerful person in Illinois, probably in Illinois political history as far as state politics go. And, it's one of those big stories that he gets indicted, and then what happens? Well, we want to get to it. We don't want to forget about this story because it is a very important one to follow. Austin Berg, with the Vice President of Marketing with Illinois Policy Institute, is with us right now. Austin, thank you so much. Great to have you back on the show.
Thanks, Annie. Good to be here.
So, just give us the lay of the land for people who haven't heard about this for a couple weeks, the progression of what Illinois has known, Illinois residents, taxpayers, and everybody who is around the state of Illinois has known for quite some time is the corruption that exists in the state government. And it's insurmountable for, voters down here in Southern Illinois to combat what Mike Madigan was capable to do across the state. What has happened since he's been indicted, and what's important for those Illinois taxpayers to understand?
Well, so there are important things that have happened and important things that haven't happened. I guess I'll start with what has happened. Obviously, the proceedings in his trial will begin. The wheels are set in motion for both Madigan and sort of his right-hand man, Mike McLean, who was really his bagman in a sense, working the Madigan enterprise behind the scenes, connecting lobbyists up with clients and really kind of orchestrating the patronage hiring and other favoritism on the legislative side with Madigan. So he's indicted on federal racketeering charges, as is Madigan. And really, this could take many years to play out in court. It's absolutely, Illinois should be celebrating that the speaker was finally indicted. His absolute power really did corrupt, absolutely. But if you look at a state like New York, their House Speaker, also corrupt, was indicted in 2015, Sheldon Silver. He did not see a prison until 2020. So these things can take a very long time. And really, in order to get true justice for Illinoisans, it's going to take much more than simply the feds riding in on a white horse and locking people up. It's going to take actual reform in Springfield, which we can talk about.
Yeah, I think that that's an important thing to focus on is how do we make sure that something like this doesn't ever happen again? What can the legislature do right now to fortify state government from somebody who's able to manipulate their position the way Mike Madigan did?
Great question. So first of all, we have to stop relying on the feds to fix our corruption problem, right? If federal corruption convictions fixed corruption, Illinois would be the least corrupt state in the nation. But we've had on average about one public corruption conviction per week for 30 years running. That is clearly not fixing the problem. So you got to fix structural issues. So look at how Madigan accumulated power. One is he worked a side job as a property tax attorney. That should not be allowed. He was able to have blatant conflicts of interest while voting on bills in Springfield. Lawmakers should be required to disclose their conflicts of interest before taking a vote, and there should be penalties associated with that. Right now, they're operating on the honor system. We should absolutely have term limits. We should absolutely have fair maps. These are just a couple of things. And also, think about the legislative inspector general. That's the watchdog that is in charge of investigating wrongdoing in the Illinois General Assembly. State lawmakers like Madigan was under that purview. It's really a paper tiger. It's a lapdog, not a watchdog. That needs to be strengthened. And finally, one thing many people don't know about is that J.B. Pritzker is fighting in court to remove the patronage hiring monitor over his administration. He's using taxpayer money to get a patronage hiring monitor out of office. Those things need to be strengthened, not weakened in Illinois.
Yeah, there's I guess no real oversight that exists right now. And that's going to have to be something that is solved in a bipartisan way. You can't just have one party wanting the oversight to take place because the other political party is the one causing the corruption. Everybody has to be able to look at this and say, this is wrong. This is not what is good for the state of Illinois, for her taxpayers, for the people who we are representing in state government. Do you see there being a bipartisan effort to ensure that these things are happening?
I've been really disappointed by the governor's leadership on this. There should have been an anti-corruption plan the day after Madigan's indictment, really, from the highest ranking elected official in the state, which is the governor's office. I think he really has a responsibility to lead on this. They did pass some ethics reform last year, but it was really tweaks around the edges, not addressing these really fundamental problems that we're thinking about and we're talking about today. Another thing that needs to be done is there's a constitutional amendment on the ballot in November. I actually have a piece in the Chicago Tribune today about how this amendment would really lock into the state constitution all of the unethical and corrupt dealings that Mike Madigan made with his biggest supporters, which were government worker labor unions in Illinois. He gave them very, very rich taxpayer-funded deals that would be protected entirely in the Illinois Constitution if this amendment were to pass. So really, anyone who is against Illinois corruption should be saying vote no on this. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, you see some Democrats and some Republicans even saying that you should vote yes.
Yeah, that's definitely something that I will look into more and try to expose what really is going on there and get people on the record for that. I'm curious if you can give us kind of just a little bit of a roadmap of how Mike Madigan, in his position as Speaker of the House, he was also in charge of the Democratic Party in the state of Illinois while he was also serving as the head of the Democratic legislators that were elected in Springfield. What would he do with his influence there? Like an example of how he would use that influence, not just to increase his political power, but also to line his wallet.
Absolutely. So I always talk about sort of the three sources of Madigan's power. These are the reasons that he was Speaker for 36 of 38 years. He's the most powerful state politician in the history of American politics, no doubt about it. And the three pillars are money, basically money, rules, and really, it's really two. It's money and rules. Money, I should say money, maps, and rules. So money that came from his work as a private property tax appeals attorney in Chicago. He was representing the most, expensive buildings in the entire Midwest, some of the most expensive buildings in the country, getting their property tax bill reduced. So allegedly what he went down for was essentially pushing legislation in Springfield that would have benefited a developer who was going to hire him to do his property tax appeals work. That's one example of the money. Another example of the money was from government sector unions, giving him millions of dollars in campaign contributions, political muscle, door knockers, canvassers, all that stuff. And in exchange, he would pass laws in Springfield that gave those government union bosses great taxpayer-funded deals. And then the maps. We just went through a remap process in Illinois, drawing the political maps. Madigan got his political start drawing those political maps, protecting his allies and punishing his enemies. Because we have these politically drawn maps in Illinois and they're not independent, people like Madigan are able to use them to really solidify their power. So that's maps. And then finally, rules. Madigan was procedurally the most powerful House Speaker in the nation. It meant you really had one person veto power over any bill. So if you're a special interest group, it was really one-stop shopping in a sense. If you got Madigan on your side, you could get your stuff passed, get other bills killed, and he was able to do that by literally removing committee members who were vulnerable before a vote, swapping them out in real time, naming the heads of committees where they got $10,000 stipends and being able to punish people if they didn't vote his way by taking away that stipend, and really just ruling with an iron grip over the legislative process.
I'm looking.
And if you'll notice, all three of those things have reforms we could fix those things with so that we don't have another Madigan.
Yeah. And really, it's going to take the grassroots frustration from the people, the taxpayers of Illinois, to push that on your elected officials to represent your wishes, not their wishes. And, it's interesting. I'll just name some people here from Southern Illinois. Jay Hoffman, a Democrat serving in our area right here in our listening area. He got $459,000 in campaign contributions to win this Southern seat down here from Mike Madigan. Mike Madigan chose to send him $459,000, and Jay Hoffman helped pay for Mike Madigan's legal defense. And here's another one, $459,000 to Jay Hoffman. How about Katie Stewart, my current state representative? You want to know how much Mike Madigan wanted to buy that seat right across the river? He spent $1.5 million to get Katie Stewart elected down here in little old Southern Illinois. And these people, they all came back and they voted for Mike Madigan for speaker before he resigned. Almost all of them did, not enough of them, of course, because of the corruption that people suspected. But in the power and influence that he was able to wield from Chicago, Illinois, it really permeates through the state. And if you're in Southern Illinois and you want to have somebody represent you, it could be from the Democrat Party, it can be from the Republican Party, but his influence and his tentacles and his power and his money really did seep through the entire pipeline of politics throughout the state so that he could retain that kind of authority over, people like us sitting here in the listening area, 97.1 right now. And it keeps Illinois from having a representative government because it really just ends up representing Mike Madigan.
100%. And he would always say the most important vote to him, it was not any tax policy. It was not funding schools. It was not any highfalutin idea. It was the vote for speaker every 2 years. And all of his positions and all of his actions were to get that vote for speaker, which included, becoming head of the Democratic Party and giving out millions of dollars of campaign contributions to folks. And you're right. I mean, his fingerprints are on every single significant piece of legislation or significant political event in Illinois, really of the past 50 years. And that goes for the good, that goes for the bad. If you look at Illinois' credit rating, when Madigan became speaker in 1983, we had a perfect credit rating. We were that, neighbor across the street who's building their credit, paying all their bills all the time, living in a nice house with a white picket fence. Now we have the worst credit rating in the nation. That house has been repossessed. So that was the result of all of these deals that he made with his biggest campaign and political contributors, which were not average taxpayers in the state of Illinois. Yeah. They were special interest groups.
And while the state was being run into the ground, he was fortifying his position and his wallet. And it's absolutely disgusting. I'm glad to see that the feds came in and did something about it, but you could not be more correct when you say that we need to do something to take care of our own house here in the state of Illinois. And that starts in Springfield. Austin, always a pleasure to speak with you. We look forward to having you back on the show very soon.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. The Vice President of Marketing, Austin Berg, there with Illinois Policy Institute. IllinoisPolicy.org is a go-to place for information backed up by numbers and statistics. If you like, facts, you can go to illinoispolicy.org and see what they're working on, because they are on it each and every time. Let's take a quick break. In the 2:00 hour, we're going to get the crew in here, because we all got brackets and we all have one eye over there on the basketball games that are taking place. You probably do too. I remember in college, I used to kind of like take these days off, and I had a roommate. Kendra and I would get 4 poster boards and make each poster board one of the divisions. And we would write the bracket out and we would stick it up on the wall, and she and I would watch the whole tournament and fill it in. And those were the days. Now it's all online, and then you just like everything populates in real time for you. It's a little less exciting, but then at the same time, a little more distracting. We'll talk about that in the 2:00 hour with Ryan and Trisha and Hannah. But more Annie Frey Show right around the corner. Make sure you get on the YouTube channel and vote. Should we care about if Jussie goes to jail? We're going to talk about that in the 2:00 as well. But we need your vote first. Let's get to 100 votes on that poll. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie. The Mark Reardon Show.
Attorney General Eric Schmitt. The National School Board Association was working in concert with the Department of Justice to weaponize the FBI. Think about that. Under the Patriot Act, to treat parents as domestic terrorists.
Weekdays from 3 to 6 on 97.1 FM Talk.
So they have a whole bunch of different lines of flooring, obviously, at Michael's Flooring Outlet. Online at igotfloor.com. That's the website you can go check out right now to see all the products that they have, even especially what they have in stock. That's always good to know, right? Easy to get a free estimate when you go to igotfloor.com, because you're looking to replace that flooring in your home or your place of business, maybe your church. igotfloor.com has all of that information for you. But I want to highlight the Smart Strand Mohawk Silk Reserve carpeting that they have. I'm a huge fan of carpet. I think it makes a house a home. I love it to be able to get on the floor and crawl around with the kiddos, and it just kind of makes the home feel a little homier. The Smart Strand Mohawk Silk Reserve has astonishing softness. It's maximum durability. So your investment in this flooring is going to stand the test of time. When you go to Michael's Flooring Outlet and you talk to the expert customer sales staff that they have there, they are going to be able to match you with exactly what you are looking for. And they're going to be respectful of your budget, because they have great quality, but they also have great value. You can find out all the details that you need for your project online at igotfloor.com.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-342-2054. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-342-2054. 800-342-2054. 800-342-2054.
Stop everything you're doing right now and ask yourself, are you currently receiving steady paychecks? What about when you're retired? Will you receive a monthly check to cover your expenses and also have some fun? Marvin Mitchell and the team at Compass Retirement Solutions calls this mailbox money. It's a monthly check you'll receive throughout retirement. They don't want you to worry about if the money will show up or how much money you'll receive. The only thing they want you to think about is how to spend it when it arrives. Find out how to get enough money in your mailbox every month when you're retired. Call Marvin Mitchell and the Compass Retirement Solutions team at 314-373-1598 to start working on a plan that can help you create the monthly income you'll need in retirement. Call 314-373-1598 right now and schedule a visit with Compass Retirement Solutions. 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services, investments, and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and Illinois.
The med spa at the Institute of Natural Health understands how difficult it is to maintain healthy skin and how much this can affect someone's life. With the right combination of treatments and products, they can help you keep your skin looking healthy and more youthful, while also reducing and preventing damage. Take your first step towards healthy skin at the med spa at the Institute of Natural Health. Visit them at inhstl.com or call to schedule at 314-293-8123. That's 314-293-8123.
We're all on this planet together, so join Odyssey and find your one thing. For spring cleaning, make your own cleaning products from baking soda and vinegar. Join Odyssey, and together, each of us doing one thing makes a greener tomorrow. What's your one thing?
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. In addition to heating and cooling, Air Comfort Service also offers indoor air quality, water heater, and AeroSeal duct sealing services. Get in your comfort zone with aircomfortservice.com.
Information to keep you moving. Dependable traffic mornings and afternoons with Sue Thomas. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company. The best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor. This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Who's got the claws in you, my friend, into your heart?
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Glad that you're here. So I came across this article, I don't know, it was maybe this morning. It's an NPR article, and they're allowed to have thoughts too, and they have a lot of them. The headline is Georgia GOP Senate candidate Herschel Walker questions evolution. You know, that's probably like, is that a headline? Does that start? I mean, do you see that and kind of like tilt your head to the side and go, yeah?
I mean, he's a Christian, right?
Yes.
So it's on brand, right?
Here's the NPR article. Republican Senate candidate Herschel Walker questioned the existence of evolution this week in an appearance at a Georgia church.
Oh, boy.
It's like,
that rebel.
Are these NPR people reading this and going, oh my gosh, tell me more? This is outrageous. Quote, at one time, science said man came from apes, did it not? Walker said on Sunday at Sugar Hill Church in Sugar Hill, Georgia, during an onstage interview. Lead pastor Chuck Allen responded, quote, every time I read or hear that, I think to myself, you just didn't read the same Bible I did, end quote. So Walker responded, quote, that's what's interesting, though. If that is true, why are there still apes? Think about it. And then the pastor said, well, now you're getting too smart for us. Just trying to put myself in the NPR bubble. And listen, folks, when I say the NPR bubble, Conservative Talk Radio is a bubble. We're in a bubble here, and we're comfy in this bubble. This is where we come so that when we have to go out in the real world, we've touched inside the bubble a little bit, and then you feel like you got the resolve. Sometimes people come from the conservative bubble, and they dabble in the NPR bubble, and the NPR people come and they dabble inside the Conservative Talk Radio bubble. I think that's probably healthy, which is why I read the NPR articles, just so we know what's all going on. More from NPR.com. Walker is running for the Senate seat held by Georgia Democrat Raphael Warnock since 2021. During the 35-minute appearance before congregants, Walker talked about his childhood and faith, in addition to expressing his belief in creationism in a church. The theory of evolution is accepted. This is just from NPR. The theory of evolution is accepted by an overwhelming consensus of scientists. As of 2019, however, 40% of Americans believed that God created humans in their present form, according to Gallup. 1/3 believed that humans developed over a long period of time, quote, but God guided this process, end quote. Only 22% believe that God had no part in humans' development. Then why is this a freaking headline? I
no idea.
Plenty of Christians do believe in evolution. However, Pope Francis, for example, in 2014 said the idea of evolution is compatible with the idea of a creator. I'm Lutheran, so I don't have a pope. But, I respect his role in the Catholic Church. In his remarks, Walker also seemed to raise doubts about scientific intervention in human conception. Quote, then the conception of a baby. Let me tell you, science can't do that. They're trying to do it, but it can't because there had to be a God. I mean, when I see a headline, and I do this as much as anybody else does, but I try to make sure that I separate when I do this versus when I talk to you about it. Headline read. You can scroll through and read headline after headline after headline. Twitter is super bad for doing that, where you read a headline and you're like, oh my gosh, that's outrageous. And then you retweet it and you're like, Georgia GOP Senate candidate Herschel Walker questions evolution. And then you read that. And if you're somebody who is an evolutionist, you retweet that and you're like, he's a science denier. And then you just attack Herschel Walker. But what you really wanted to do there was attack Herschel Walker. And somebody did a drive-by and you snagged it and you said, I can slap Herschel Walker with this. And you slap him and then you go on and scroll and slap somebody else on the way. It's a slap fight.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
Isn't questioning evolution scientific?
It's science. Yeah.
Okay.
Science is basically a question mark.
Right.
You don't give up. You don't, there's I'm trying to think of a scientific endeavor that ends. Is there any perfection, a pinnacle that you can reach where we've done it, it's over? Because if you've cured cancer, aren't you going to just try to cure it faster?
Right.
And if you've cured it faster, aren't you going to try to prevent it?
Right.
And if you've prevented cancer, aren't you going to take what you learn there and try to prevent Alzheimer's with it and dementia? There's always progress. Science is a process.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a period on the end of the sentence.
Right. It's a process and a tool.
Science is kind of like wishy-washy these days, though, isn't it?
No, I don't think it is. I just think that people are using it as a political tool now. And that's not what it is. It's an investigative process. And they're like, well, the science says, there is no such thing as the science. It's just not a thing.
Well, I just don't want to NPR can write an article about me. That would be good for my career. I too question evolution. So if you want to put, you can put Annie Frey, radio show host Annie Frey questions evolution, and people aren't going to be shocked by questioning evolution. They're going to say, who the heck is Annie Frey?
Award-winning radio host.
Who is Annie Frey? I've never heard of this lady. What's she into? She questions evolution. She hates science. Are we that far apart? I read through this article and I thought something that Herschel Walker said here must have really got him.
Mm-hmm.
And the article is that Herschel Walker is running for Senate in Georgia. He was in a church. He's a Christian. And he said, God created the world. Yeah. I could have just completely come up with that with my own 4 brain cells. We rub them together and we come up with basically that. That's the minimum requirement, but it's an NPR article.
Well, and you asked, are we that far apart? Am I that far apart from the average person that I would meet on the street? No. Am I that far apart from the writer of NPR articles? Yes.
Sometimes I look at the, I see this and I'm like, come on. Don't be a millennial. Please don't be a millennial. God dang it. They're always millennials. And we're not all that bad. We're not, this whole show, save Hannah, is thanks for, I don't know if that makes, she's a Zoomer?
I call her a Zoomer. Gen Z.
Is a Zoomer somebody from Gen Z? Is that synonymous?
To me, a Zoomer is the response to Gen Z calling baby boomers. Do
Gen Zers care about boomers, or is that just millennials?
I think Gen Zers do. But I think boomer to a Gen Zer is just somebody who's older than them.
And honestly, aren't the parents of Gen Zers Gen Xers? They're not boomers.
Yeah,
boomers are going to be grandparents.
Right. Yeah, Gen X, older millennials can still have Zoomers.
I got confused. Gen X Zoomers. It's like to carry the two.
Yeah.
I am an elder millennial. Every time I've seen the generational things come out, like when this became a real big thing where everyone was like, wow, millennials are the worst thing to happen to the planet. I was always thinking, you created us. We showed up, and if we suck, we kind of got coached, apparently generationally, to be horrible people. But I don't know. It's not really encouraging. You know what I need is a trophy. I need a blue ribbon. That made me feel better.
Everybody needs one, right?
Everybody does. Yes. No. The millennials that I'm around, granted being born in the early 80s, they're not really what I would consider millennials. And the truth is that the youngest millennials are kind of old now.
Yeah.
And it's always funny to hear it's always funny to me to hear people criticizing young, dumb people, which, listen, every generation when you were young, you were dumb. That's why then you grow up and you learn from your mistakes and then you become less dumb. And every generation has a varying degree of how less dumb you become.
Would you become less dumb or you just become more aware of your not knowing it all?
Yeah.
A little bit of both.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on what you do. Not everybody grows up and has kids, but if you have kids, that changes your perspective on things in a really rapid way. You get a mortgage, and then you look at your your pay stub, and you're like, "What is that line? And where is that money going to?"
You become that kid crying about taxes.
Yeah, it's a rude awakening, but it has to happen, and it happens to most people. I guess maybe each generation has happened a little bit less, and the cushion, the safety net, has been a little bit more sturdy. Which maybe is the problem. I don't know. Let's fight about March Madness brackets when we come back.
I am so ready for this.
We all have one except for Hannah, but she did donate to the baseball team. And she's like, I know nothing about basketball. We're going to talk about that a little bit when we come back. So stick around, Brian, Trisha, and we'll get Hannah in here as well to talk about the poll. Don't go away.
Well, I've lost over 60 pounds. It's the only program I've ever had where I've took weight off and kept it off. I'm not eating half as much food as I used to. And the first thing it done was I lost inches in the waist. So it took care of the belly fat first. But the thing I like about it is it's just killed my appetite. I just don't eat near as much as I used to. So I'm happy with the stuff. I'm staying on it. It's working on an 80-year-old.
Congratulations, John, on losing 60 pounds and keeping that weight off for over a year. Guys, are you ready to lose belly fat, gain energy, and bring that spark back to your love life? If so, then Andro 400 is your answer. Since 2004, Andro 400 has helped men like you lose stubborn belly fat, improve mood and memory, and look and feel their best. Order now and get your discount only at andro400.com. And with a 90-day money-back guarantee, there's nothing to lose. Andro400.com, the safe and natural way to lose belly fat and gain energy. Andro400.com.
Any supplier can drop a box outside your door. But if you want a partner who delivers great customer service too, rely on Cintas. Your dedicated service reps can deliver what you need to help your business run smoothly. From essential cleaning products to hygienically cleaned apparel, fire protection services to first aid and safety supplies. That service you can't get from a box.
Oh, I'm ready!
Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
We've all had a little trouble social distancing from our refrigerators, and our waistlines have suffered. However, Skechers would like to help you get back on track with our incredible Go Walk footwear, because once you put on Skechers Go Walks, they're so comfortable you'll be inspired to get out there and start walking. Skechers is the comfort technology company, and Go Walks are fully loaded with all the comfort and performance innovations you need. Find the #1 walking footwear in the world, Skechers Go Walk, for men and women at Skechers.com, a Skechers store, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
When Richard Irvin decided to take on Pritzker for governor, he wasn't following a whim. He was answering a long familiar call to duty. Irvin joined the Army out of high school, served in Desert Storm, decorated for bravery. Surviving a brush with death in a dangerous war zone, Richard dedicated his life to service because he loves his country and knows how fragile freedom and security are. As a prosecutor, Irvin put thugs behind bars, drug dealers, gangbangers, 1,000 convictions. Hired more cops and cleaned up crime as mayor, balanced budgets, passed property tax relief. When riotous looters came to town, Irvin shut them down. He knows we'll lose the country he fought for if the radical woke mob takes control. Irvin says all lives matter, that schools shouldn't teach kids to be ashamed of their color or country, that we'll take our state back if we have strong, service-minded leadership. And that's Richard Irvin, our next governor, paid for by Irvin for Illinois.
KFTK FM Florissant, driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, 97.1 FM Talk.
An Odyssey station.
Saying no to a no-fly zone. I'm Rich Dennison, Fox News. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin today reiterating why the Biden administration is currently opposed to establishing a no-fly zone over Ukraine, a move requested by President Volodymyr Zelensky.
Enforcing a no-fly zone actually means that you're in combat. You're in a fight with Russia, and that's one of the things that we have said that our president has said that we weren't going to do, get in a fight with Russia.
During a virtual meeting with Ireland's Prime Minister today, President Biden said Russia's invasion of Ukraine has put the world at an inflection point of history.
I think we're in a genuine struggle between autocracies and democracies, and whether or not democracies can be sustained.
President Biden this week announcing another large package of military aid to Ukraine, which includes surface-to-air missiles, anti-tank weapons, drones, and ammunition. Rescue workers in Mariupol, Ukraine, say they continue freeing civilians from a theater that had been used as a bomb shelter after it was attacked by Russia's military. Meantime, more than 50 people have reportedly been killed in a Russian bombardment of a northern Ukrainian city near Kharkiv. Russia denies it's targeting civilians. Several people were killed today in a massive chain reaction crash on Interstate 57 in southeast Missouri that involved up to 50 vehicles.
The conditions this morning were extremely foggy. You had maybe 25 to 30 meter sight distance or even responding to this.
Zach Bolden is the local EMS director. A 40-year-old Texas man was arrested on a capital murder charge after fatally shooting two dentists at a clinic in Tyler, Texas, about 90 miles southwest of Dallas. Investigators say Stephen Smith became angry at clinic staff yesterday afternoon, got a handgun from his pickup, then returned and opened fire in the lobby, killing two doctors. America's listening to Fox News.
Your life, your hopes, your passions. These things are none of our business. Your baby monitor research, if you're using too much diaper cream, and whatever you were searching for at 1:15 a.m., that's really none of our business. Because your life is private, and unlike other tech companies, we think your internet should be too. Aw, how old are they? That's none of our business either. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Novo Platform Inc. is a fintech, not a bank. Banking services provided by Middlesex Federal Savings, FA. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
You're making something new with your business. To support you, Novo built a new kind of business checking. Instead of a one-size-fits-all approach, Novo is customized to your business to save you time and free up cash flow. Sign up for your free business checking account right now. Plus, our listeners get access to over $5,000 in perks and discounts at novo.co/today. novo.co/today.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Keeping the skies partly sunny, keeping the temperatures mild to warm. 75 for the high today. Tonight, clouds take over. Rain, maybe a non-severe thunderstorms late tonight. 48 will do it for the low. Let's think mainly after midnight. Then on Friday, periods of rain, a couple of non-severe thunderstorms, noticeably cooler with temperatures holding in the 50s on Friday. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Discussion happens here.
Nobody thought that Kyiv could have held on. This is truly extraordinary.
Only one major city has been lost. It's Kherson,
where St. Louis comes to talk.
The Russians are running out of food. They're running out of ammo. They're running out of equipment.
I think we have seen a lot of evidence of supply line issues, of morale issues, of inability to be able to take these population centers. They're stymied and stalemated.
97.1 FM Talk.
I'm glad you love listening to 97.1. This is Ryan Wiggins. It's easy to support 97.1 and keep conservative views on the air by buying great products. And when the products are this good and they are mutually beneficial, I don't know why you wouldn't. Andrea's Steak Sauce has been a St. Louis staple since 1978. They've been making it right here in St. Louis. And in that time span, since 1978, it has grown to be internationally famous. No kidding. Just found out recently that the White House has been ordering a case every single year since probably the early 80s. So every president since Reagan has eaten Andrea's Steak Sauce on their steaks, at least at some point, and probably dignitaries and things too. I don't know. That's kind of fun. And the fact that you can't get it fresher right here in St. Louis is where it's made. They don't outsource it. Their bottling plant is right there at the restaurant. The restaurant is in Fairview Heights in O'Fallon, Illinois, and the bottling plant is right there too. It's not big. Andrea's Steak Sauce and Andrea's Restaurant. You can pick up a bottle of their steak sauce or their salad dressing if you go to their restaurant in Fairview Heights, O'Fallon. Andreas.com.
This is a great time of the year to upgrade the energy efficiency in your home with my friends at Window World. Mark Cox here to tell you more about my experience with Window World. They replaced a couple of windows at my house. They were just panes of glass. We wanted to be able to get some airflow into the master bathroom. They came out, they gave us a free estimate, and then had the windows at seams installed in no time. Very professional, lifetime warranty I get, and you get an extra double strength glass on their replacement windows that's not common. So you're getting a great price, simply the best for less. They do front entry doors, rear entry doors if you're looking to replace that back door or sliding glass door in your home. They've got a great selection at Window World. They're also right now offering 18 months, same as cash financing, of course, with approved credit. The preferred window of the St. Louis Blues, 314-993-1800. windowworld.com. Mark Cox here. Guys, let Victory Men's Health help you regain your vitality by optimizing your hormones, vitamins, and sexual health. Victory Men's Health has the most cutting-edge technologies to treat ED. They have wave therapy. Listen, this is the biggest advancement for men with ED since the launch of Viagra. That's pretty incredible. They do the treatments in their office. Victory Men's Health offers wave therapy in both their Illinois and Missouri location. Check them out online today at victorymenshealth.com.
Get your biggest refund guaranteed. Jackson Hewitt Tax Pros will help find thousands worth of new tax credits, so you'll get every dollar you deserve. So why wait? Schedule an appointment with one of our tax pros and learn more at jacksonhewitt.com.
With Odyssey music stations, there's a different station for every taste, and they're all free. Listen to 97.1 live on your phone or browse the selection of music stations and make a soundtrack to your workday. It's all at Odyssey.com. This hour of the Annie Frey Show is sponsored by The Loading Dock, Riverviews, outdoor dining, live music, and overnight accommodations. Visit GraftonLoadingDock.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
So if you're keeping tabs on where we are on like wars and stuff right now, Fox News says, Nikki Haley says Biden should issue warnings to China. That's like the next step, I suppose. We understand that President Biden is going to be meeting tomorrow with President Xi, I believe. So brace yourself for that. Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Happy Thursday. Happy St. Patrick's Day. We've got most of the crew in here. Hannah is still monitoring that poll on the YouTube page. And the question there is, should we care that does it matter to you if Jussie Smollett is in jail or not? Yes or no? So we're trying to get to 100 votes on that. So please go vote on the Annie Frey YouTube channel where you can watch us live. The poll is in the comment section. It's super easy to get to. And it's pretty decisive the way this poll is going. So we'll see if your votes change that at all. All right. St. Patrick's Day, but it's also March Madness Day. And Brad and Ryan and Trisha are in here because you guys are all in Charlie's baseball, 12U Red Wings baseball team's bracket pool challenge. And I think that the first place right now is going to get close to, if not $200, which is pretty cool.
Sweet. $200 richer I'll be at the end of this. I should have said that in reverse order. Messy sentence structure. Sentiment remains.
So you submitted 3 brackets. The Red Wings. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And we were kind of talking about this off air, but you have a method to your madness, so to speak.
Yep.
What should we know about the brackets that you submitted, especially if they were to win?
Okay.
Do you want them?
No, it's okay. because that really the picks don't matter because there's a method that I use to make the picks that matters.
Is there a science behind this?
No.
Does R&D stand for research and development?
Yeah.
No. It stands for Republican and Democrat.
If Ryan Wiggins has research and development a budget line here at Odyssey
The poll
Dealers,
costs $10 to get into.
I got a phone call to
I
make.
might win 200.
Yeah, I was
but
gonna say,
I spent
I'm
about
sure-
500 to
I'm
600
sure you
on
made-
R&D.
Made polls here, like who do you think will win between these two teams?
So my R&D bracket is I took the whole first. I gave myself the leeway to choose which one, R or D, per round. So Republican, Democrat. The first round, whichever team's name was closer to R, I took that team.
What? Give me an example.
Like if it's Duke versus some team that starts with an S, I would have taken the S team because they're closer to R.
Oh my gosh.
He did not look at those little numbers underneath that.
Actually, I did the 1 and 2 seeds in the first round.
So
I just
it was,
gave myself those.
It was
But aside
Duke
from that,
and CSU Fullerton. So you went Duke D versus CSU Fullerton, and so you picked Duke.
Yep. Well, like I said, 1 and 2 seeds. I just went ahead and gave myself those.
Man, Duke's going to get a pass every time that's the D round.
Well, and then the second round, I did whichever's closer to the D. So in that game, it would
What
have
if
been
there
Duke.
were 2 D teams?
You go to the second letter.
This is just alphabetical
Yeah.
order. It's
I mean,
not really.
it's a fair question. He might have chosen the 5th letter.
That's true.
It's a complete waste of time, is what it is.
So in that bracket, who is in the Final Four and who's in the championship?
Okay, so in Ryan's R&D bracket, he's got Gonzaga, Kentucky, Villanova, and Kansas.
Yeah,
Those are all ones.
Those are all
I know,
one
Isn't that
seeds.
crazy? In that one in particular, it ended up being really just the top seeds. So that one kind of ended up being a really average bracket. Now that's why the second
I would like
one,
to audit that bracket, but I have
Please
no
do.
idea how I would do that. Like no possible way.
please do.
It's like Chicago politics. Is like you just do it, so it's so confusing. So I'm like, I know this isn't right, but I have no idea how to prove
I can't
it.
argue it.
I think the rounds played out R D D R R.
Is this so that you could have the 1 seeds and
Well, I wanted the most logical one, so I'd pick the letter based on which one I thought was more likely.
He would get to the round. He's like, "What do I need to have the
yeah,
one
you
seed?"
wanted
in
the
there?"
most
right. That's
logical
right.
outcome with that being your
Yeah.
foundation.
I wanted it to be a little messy, but it ended up being really all 1s and 2s, and I'm like, well, this didn't end up. This is just an
$5
average
says
bracket
that's
now.
the bracket that wins. Okay, and who wins that one?
Who wins that one? Villanova beats Kentucky.
Okay,
There we go. All right, so the
71-70.
second
Ooh,
bracket
it's
I
gonna be a
did
barn burner.
was now I did this a couple years ago in your same poll.
Yeah.
I did a red state bracket.
Mhm.
So the redder the state, I picked the team.
Yeah,
That bracket, I think I came in dead last that year.
good at politics,
Yeah.
not so good at NCAA basketball.
I thought, man, down the middle of the country, you got some pretty good college teams. It didn't end up working out that way.
So you did one this time like that.
Yeah, except this time I think I did one that was, I think I called it the purple state poll
You did.
Mhm.
because I tried to pull the ones that were, instead of trying to be the red state bracket, I did ones that were the closest to the middle. I just to switch it up a little bit. So I don't know.
So what's that one? Final Four in that
Final
one.
Four is Arkansas, Purdue, Tennessee, and LSU, with Purdue beating LSU 75-68 in the championship.
Does Louisiana have a Democrat governor?
Right now, I think they do. Yeah.
You've got Arkansas and Alabama. Arkansas is a more purple state than Alabama. That's
oh wait,
hard.
That's
you
tough,
did this
right?
based on the most purple. You probably just said
sort
that.
of.
Sort of.
Well, the first time I did it with you, it was so bad, and I
Keep
stuck
up.
to it so strictly that I'm like, no, I'm not going to just waste my time. So I mostly stuck to that rule on that bracket.
He has TCU and Tennessee, which
In the Final Four?
no, that's in the Elite Eight.
TCU is Texas, right?
Right. This Texas Christian
Yeah,
University.
Texas
Aren't they
Christian.
the Horned Frogs?
Yep, and they're purple.
Matt Carpenter.
Well, who's more purple between Texas and Tennessee?
Wait, are you saying purple is in like school color or state?
State.
Except
Politics.
for when it's the color.
We talk politics
crossover
on this show, so I thought I'd make them
Golly,
political.
Hannah, you told me you knew nothing about
Hold on.
basketball. You know more than this.
Hold on, he said
You could
South,
have done this.
South Dakota State in the Elite Eight against LSU, and he said that Louisiana is more purple than South Dakota
Well, Louisiana's purple,
Exactly.
because their team is purple.
Oh no!
but they are.
Gosh, you guys. It's politics.
Ryan, don't act like we're the weird ones in this situation.
I told you it's based on which.
Whoa,
Go ahead,
hold on.
Did you find an anomaly?
You've got Baylor beating Indiana, and you said Texas is more purple than Indiana.
That's one I probably fudged because I'm like,
Wait,
Baylor's a 2 seed.
Texas and Indiana?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Texas might be more purple than Indiana.
It's close. So I gave myself some leeway. Indiana went for Obama, though, in 2008. So it's hard to say that they're hard red.
Everybody has a bad day.
But you're right. I mean, you have more competitive Senate races right now in Texas.
I don't know.
than
I
you
feel
do.
like Indiana's pretty red.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
But it's tough. There was no like hard line.
Just
it was
ask
like
Beto O'Rourke.
because the one I did, I think it was the 2016 election, whichever state voted like more for Trump, I took, and literally think I ended up dead last in your poll or in your.
I can't even
That's
imagine how that would be surprising.
That's awesome.
I mean, it was just for fun, but it was like this is so bad it's embarrassing.
Was it fun?
No. I mean, I have to at least come in like the middle of the pack.
So this is where you came in this year and decided to change it up
A little bit.
But you did 3 polls, and the last one was
The last one was just my
reasonable.
person. Yeah.
Is that the one you want to enter? Because I can't let you have 3 chances to win this. You got to pick one of your polls to be the one that you enter in with the rest of us.
Wait a minute. Are we doing a separate bracket in this room versus Annie's?
Well, we're doing no, the brackets. we're going to see who did the best out of
He's
everybody
the
in this
producer.
room.
We do what he says.
Okay.
We're going to see who did the best out of everybody in this room.
Okay.
Can you tell how confident Brad is that he's going to be the
He's
one?
already-
Oh, yeah.
He's like, we are judging it.
Yeah.
This might drastically change in the middle of the tournament.
no, it
and we're
won't.
going to watch.
In real time, Brad's going to
No,
change
it
the
won't.
rules.
Brad's gonna be like, we're just
Yeah.
going to push
No, that
over
first round was
here.
actually only worth 1 point.
Well, that's all the first
I know
round
I
is
said
actually
5.
worth.
The championship now is worth 10 instead of 32.
I will always remember when whoever it was, maybe it was Balls on our live chat, asked about in a Survivor who would win or who would be the first voted off, and Brad was like, I know who it would be right away. He said it'd be me because you vote off the strongest competitor. And I was like, whoa, that took a turn. I have a feeling that Brad has
That's how Survivor works.
Yeah, I would kill.
so
I would kill and
intensely
eat all of my
competitive.
opponents, so they'd vote me off because I'm extreme.
Brad's confidence is right there.
I wouldn't even need a weapon.
You guys
I'm just
don't
do it with
even
my bare
know.
hands.
He's being competitive about his confidence
I
level.
am confident in my confidence.
Yeah. You put me on an island with a whole bunch of people, give them all a club. I just use my hands and I'd tear their flesh from their bones. And then I'd lose because they'd vote me off.
Because they'd all attack me at the same time with clubs.
The sweet irony about this is that I am irrationally competitive.
No,
But I can't compete with this.
But if you're on a desert island,
yeah.
all rules are off. It's Lord of the Flies.
The rest of us like looked around the room like, well, kind of, I think it'd be me, but I don't want to go out there and be the first one to say it. Brad's like, it's me. I'm out. I'm the best.
And now he's bringing that to March Madness.
You're darn right I am.
So who did everybody pick? My one is called Ryan's Reasonable Bracket.
So
that's the one I'm
you want to
Did
use.
you name it that or did Yahoo name it that?
Yahoo named it that, and I figured it kind of fit. So I stuck with
I
it.
got a point.
Did
Yeah.
you do the other 2 first, and then Yahoo was like, "Oh, this
So-
one is a little."
So let's
Comparatively
let's see how
speaking.
reasonable.
According to our algorithm.
I'm glad you picked that one because your bracket is already broken.
Oh no, is there scores in already?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I haven't paid attention.
Okay,
yet.
so Ryan's Final Four in his reasonable bracket has Texas Tech.
Did you hear the way you said reasonable?
Reasonable.
Yeah.
Well, when I get
Quotes.
to this one, you're gonna go, oh yeah. Texas Tech, Baylor, Wisconsin,
Wait, what? Wisconsin.
Not Wisconsin,
Not Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Quebec.
Wisconsin is a person at the corner
At the
market.
game.
Yeah, Mr. Conson, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. All right,
Judging Mr.
and then
Conson.
this is the one, Colorado State.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Did you hear what happened with Colorado State?
They already lose.
They
yes,
lost.
they went out in the first round.
Is
Yeah,
this
that
the
was my
reason-
wild card.
Is this the reasonable rep?
Yeah, that's
the
my
reasonable one.
It's not so
I
reasonable.
picked a bunch of like 2 and 3 seeds in Colorado State with a 6.
So I'm kind of interested to see if this one actually does better than one of the other two.
It seems to me that the one that you deemed reasonable, you just explained that you tried to do some fringe things.
Well, because I thought
That makes sense.
Look,
I mean,
let me
come
explain.
on.
Because this
Please.
year, I don't think that, other than
Dizzy.
Gonzaga, there really aren't really great number 1s and 2s. It's very there's a lot of mixture between the teams. So I think this year is going to be really wild, but we'll see.
The only reason we're having this conversation now is so that nothing that we say on the air can actually influence anything you did in your bracket. Like, it's safe to talk about this out loud right now. Okay, so real quick, Trisha's in here. You are in Charlie's Red Wings 12U bracket challenge. Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Are you confident about? Okay, good. I like
Not
it.
at all.
The realism is good.
I was very thankful you reminded me to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of those things that the more confident you are about this, it's like the brackets will get busted. They always do.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the one year, I think, was it like 6 years ago or something, where all 1 seeds made it to the Final Four?
Oh, yeah.
But that's not not normal at all. There are people like Trisha. You are the perfect example of somebody who goes in here and does really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I just kind of looked at the things and made some picks, and you're not overthinking it, or I don't even know. Is that overthinking?
I very much underthought that.
My strategy was
Mm-hmm.
I looked at the teams, I looked at the numbers underneath. I tried to pick the best one, unless the other
numbers.
Now, when you say numbers underneath, are you talking about their
numbers?
seeds, or are you talking about their record?
I don't know. There were little numbers,
How
like
many numbers?
1 and 6, or
That's the
what-
seed.
Yes. So
So
I
a
tried
one
to go with the
seed is-
lowest ones on those numbers.
And by lowest, you mean
1, like the
Okay.
highest seed, right?
Wait,
yes.
What?
Huh?
You said the lowest, but
The
that's
lowest number. In
the
terms
lowest.
of
The lowest number is the highest seed.
Correct.
So the lowest is
So
the
I
highest.
understood that. So I went with that.
We eventually did too.
unless, except for Ryan, who didn't get it. Unless I had been to the other place or had some kind of like warmer, fuzzier feelings about the other. about
You're
the
gonna
other
win this
team.
pool. I'm gonna be so mad.
So that's how
I
I
was in
picked.
San Antonio and it was just wonderful.
I
The
have
sun was
family
shining,
there.
the breeze was
That's
blowing.
exactly right.
I just wanted
Trisha's
to
warm fuzzy bracket.
Yeah, exactly.
picking whoever has the best chia seeds or flax seeds.
That would okay. So who does Trisha have in the Final Four?
So in her Final Four, she has Texas Tech, Kentucky, Arizona, and Auburn. That's a solid Final
That's
Four.
embarrassing.
that is Texas Tech.
Brad's the best at
Say that again?
everything, and he says it's solid.
He's just
That's solid.
confident when he says it.
Texas Tech,
I liked it.
Kentucky,
Mm-hmm.
and who else?
Arizona and Auburn.
So I only have Arizona in my Final Four. So and that's interesting because that means that between you and me, when we get there, one of us is going to be here and one of us is going to be there. So we won't be neck and neck at the end. Someone's going to be way right and someone's going to be way wrong.
Kentucky's a 2 seed, Texas Tech's a 3 seed, Arizona's a 1 seed, and Auburn's a 2 seed.
Yeah, so only 1 seed.
It's not a bad
I
one.
like it. That's confident.
That's a good one.
Now
Thanks,
that
guys.
one of my Final Four teams has been eliminated already, I'm going to go with my R&D bracket. I do not want my reasonable bracket.
Changed my mind.
Yeah, because we're declaring now, right? We had until the end of this segment
No,
to
no.
declare. No, I think we did.
When I asked you and you said, yeah, this is the one, that's when you declared.
No. That was what we were just talking about.
Listen, I'm in charge of this, not you.
When
You're
the music
declared
starts,
This is
that's
why
when
he
the
leads
speech
when they
ends.
dance.
Yes.
Brian, you guys are so crazy.
Bicker like an old married couple.
No, no. When you're
Work it
giving your speech at the Oscars, you can say whatever you want until the music plays. That's the way I'm treating this.
Yeah, this is not the Oscars.
When
can
you
treat it
start
that way.
pulling
It'll
up the
still be
music,
wrong.
Brad,
I will declare.
you also play the music. So just
I
play
do.
the music.
I just play the music.
Play that music.
Yeah,
Brad.
play it.
Please play that.
All right,
I'll
Brad's
take R&D.
bracket and my bracket left to talk about the Final Four. The should we care about Jussie Smollett going to prison poll is still going on the YouTube page. Hannah will come in here and update us in the last segment about the results of that. So please come participate. We would love to see what you think about it. Make sure you give us a comment as to why you voted the way you did. It's $2.23 right now. You can donate your car to Goodwill and get 2022 Cardinal tickets at mersgoodwill.org. Use promo code Cardinals. Back with more of this in just a minute. Don't go away.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie. 97.1 is St. Louis's radio destination for information with perspective. It's where St. Louis and beyond comes to talk. Right here, right now. This is 97.1 FM Talk.
The Closet Factory, the home customization organization solution that you've been looking for. Waiting for your phone call. Call my friends there. They've come to my house and they helped us figure out how to, now that we have 4 kids, take 3 bedrooms and 3 closets and make it accommodate 4 kiddos. And they did a great job. And they did it in one day. The way they came in and made everything happen, took care of everything. It was so nice to be able to have a place for all of the kids' stuff in the closet that keeps it up and out of the way. Whatever your situation is in your home, it could be in your office as well. I know that we were talking about like our church and being able to store all the Sunday school supplies and, you know, all the different things. Maybe it's the music and so on and so forth that you have accumulated. When you run out of space, maybe it's just an organization problem, a customization problem, rather than a space problem. The Closet Factory can come in and help you solve this specifically to your needs. And like I've said before, you can do it on a budget where you get the function fully solved, or you can take it. And if it's, you know, a main area of your house and you want to make it look super top notch, they can absolutely make it gorgeous for your home. Reach out to the Closet Factory by calling 314-961-4300 or online at closetfactory.com.
The BetQL Network is live, helping you bet smarter throughout this year's college basketball tournament.
It's probably the best betting experience of the entire calendar year, and that includes football season.
It's different when you actually love the sport that you're betting on. To be able to combine my knowledge and then my fandom with the ability to win money is like, that's just a dream come true.
All the advice you need to cash in this March is on the BetQL Network. Live shows every day and podcasts on demand, all from Odyssey.
If your business has accounting problems, you probably have tax problems. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm in St. Louis. Running a small business is tough, and it's no surprise that companies that don't keep good books often run into tax issues. If you don't fix your accounting problems, you could be doomed to land in the same tax pitfalls every year. Call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. I can help you get out of tax trouble and stay out. If your small business doesn't have a CPA or accountant, I can help you find one. And if you already have one, I work closely with them to resolve your tax problems quickly. Make no mistake, if the numbers don't add up, the IRS will catch it. Fix your accounting and tax problems before they snowball with help from the Lance Drury Law Firm. Remember, if you have IRS issues, you have legal issues. Call attorney Lance Drury, 314-260-6120, or go to Lance, DRURY law.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Odyssey celebrates Women's History Month.
Taraji P. Henson is synonymous with on-screen charisma. The actress and producer was born in 1970 in Washington, D.C. and attended college in North Carolina, where she studied electrical engineering before transferring to Howard University. She's best known for her work in hit films Hidden Figures and Hustle and Flow, and as Cookie Lyons on TV's Empire.
Odyssey, celebrating remarkable women. For more, check out our exclusive station, She Sings, on the Odyssey app.
Whoever said the more the merrier sure wasn't in charge of hiring new employees, because the more unqualified candidates you have for a job, the more difficult your hiring can be. And that can make the process, well, not so merry for you. Thankfully, there's ZipRecruiter, which you can try right now for free at ZipRecruiter.com/hire. ZipRecruiter's powerful technology finds the right candidates for your job. But unlike other sites, ZipRecruiter goes deeper. ZipRecruiter matches people with people, and you can personally invite your top choices to apply, because the perfect hire is more than a list of qualifications. It's an individual. ZipRecruiter makes hiring the right person easy, and that'll keep you and everyone else very merry.
4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/hire. That's right, free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/hire. ZipRecruiter.com/hire.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Done turned off. I'm honed in on that angel singing up there in the choir loft. She's got her daddy's money, her mama's good looks, more laughs than a stack of comic books.
Is this what people said about you, Ryan?
No, people never associate me with country music at all. I don't even know what the
sounded so offended by that.
Do you know the song?
No.
Do you?
If it is a country song and it's not got
Shania
a cold burger fry and a bottle of ski, I don't know it.
Pair of jeans that fit just right.
Whatever that is.
I got a barbecue stain on my white t-shirt.
Is that the same
She
song?
was killing me in that mini skirt.
Tim McGraw.
Nope, don't know that
I
one.
thought you were going for chicken fried for a minute. And
There
then
should be
you
a
just
song
threw it.
about ski, which
There
is a
is.
delicious drink. There's ski is mentioned in the song.
Yeah, you get a small burger fry and a bottle of ski. That's the only line I know because it has ski in it. And it's a country song. Small burger fry and a bottle of ski.
A bottle of ski.
Turn it on out for my baby and me.
No.
Something like that. Real close to that.
Slaw burger.
The song is called Slaw Burger?
No, it's not a small burger.
Oh, a slaw burger.
Get your lyrics right. I don't even know what I'm.
Get a slaw burger fry. I've never heard
So
of that.
wait a second. It's the Kentucky Headhunters,
Sure.
and it's by Dumas Walker, or is it by?
I mean, I only listen to French country, so
What?
that makes sense.
But I mean, it's spelled Dumas. I can pronounce that several ways. Sound it out, Trisha.
Nope.
Can I say that on the air? I mean, I'm not gonna, but can I?
I think so.
Yeah, just put a pronunciation on it. Just say you're being a Dumas.
Dumas. Make it sound French.
It's a refined level.
Yeah.
Dumasery. I've never. Well, how do you know this song?
Yeah, his friends just called him that, and he's like, "Well, I'll take that. I'll be Dumas Walker instead."
Wait, no, Dumas Walker is the name of the song, and I guess
Oh,
I don't even know. But it looks like the chorus is "Let's all go to Dumas Walker." I know this song. Let's all go down to Dumas Walker.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Kinda. Is it? It is.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this
Dumas.
was like a local band. I
No,
actually think I've
it's
danced
a
at
real
Wild
song.
Country to this song.
It's old too, I think.
Yeah.
It says that's by the Kentucky Headhunters.
My husband might divorce me after this conversation. It's going to be
As
bad
he
for my
should.
marriage. Shush it. Dumas.
No, I don't blame. I don't blame him.
What?
Let's see here. Yeah, we're headed to the drive-in on a Saturday night. Just me and my baby and a 6-pack of light. Got a pocket full of money, and I'm raring to go down to Dumas Walker right after the show.
Yeah.
You know this song?
Yes. Let's all go.
Yeah. And you didn't know
down to
the
Dumas
line, "We'll
Walker."
get a
I didn't know that
slaw?
it talked about skiing it. No.
I didn't know it was slaw. I thought it was small
Slaw.
burger.
We'll get a slaw burger fries.
I like the idea that
And a
he's getting
bottle
a
of ski.
slider instead. Let's get a small burger, fries, and a bottle of ski. Just want a little one. We're going dancing. Don't want to get too full.
Can you play this?
Can I play this?
Find it.
Okay.
Yeah.
He'll be back before 3.
Type in Dumas Walker
Dumas Walker. Yeah,
by
I do know
the
this.
Kentucky Headhunters. Dumas.
I could tell you about my Final Four. I have all ones in my Final Four. And I didn't really know that because on Yahoo, the way it lets you pick a bracket, you can go just look at the bracket and just pick like, okay, I want Gonzaga to go all the way. Then, that's a hard word to say over and over. Gonzaga. But you can also pull up the game and it'll show like Gonzaga is playing Baylor, and this is Gonzaga's average point scored and Baylor's average point scored, and so on and so forth. So I just looked at every game one at a time, and I didn't even know when I was like in the Sweet 16 or Elite 8. And I clicked save, and I went back. I was like, I don't even know who's in my Final Four. Well, it's all 1 seeds, and I have Gonzaga over Arizona. I had Arizona over Gonzaga, but my husband and my son both picked Arizona, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna be kind of mad if it would.
Isn't Gonzaga picked to win? Aren't they the number 1 overall seed? So that would
Yeah,
make
I
sense.
mean they're in the top left. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but
Oh, so confident before, but
well, they're not in my Final Four.
What's yours, Brad?
My
Let's
Final
talk
Four?
about the winning bracket. Go ahead.
Okay, let's talk about before we get to my winning bracket. I'd also like to mention that Ryan had Colorado State in the championship game.
Whoops!
ouch, that one seems like it's probably not going to go.
This was your
very
reasonable
far.
bracket?
That was my reasonable one.
Why would you do that? I mean,
that
was
was
there-
that was the only pick in
Yeah,
there that
he's
was
genuinely
unreasonable.
concerned. Why?
That
Why
was
would
the
you do
only
that?
one that was a
Ryan,
bad pick.
Ryan,
Rest
they
of
were
them-
in the
Hey, look.
championship game. That means there were several unreasonable choices
I would like
made.
to say that though
I would like to
other
say,
than Colorado State, every single other team that I've picked so far has not been eliminated.
they also haven't played yet.
1, 2, 3, 4. You picked 4. You picked Colorado State 4 times,
Mhm.
5 times.
I got them mixed up with Colorado.
Is Colorado in the tournament?
I don't know. I tried to pick Juilliard to win the whole thing.
You're so graceful.
And then I'm like, no Juilliard. What about College of the Ozarks?
What do you think
They
101
seem
is
like they
talking about
probably
right
do.
now over on ESPN? I don't understand how they could possibly beat us in the ratings.
Especially on a day like today.
No.
You come here for analysis.
That's exactly right. I mean,
You're not going to get this anywhere else. Nobody else is picking Juilliard. I
Nobody
guarantee
else
that.
is doing this. That's for sure.
I know. I'm afraid nobody else will be doing this soon. So, Brad,
Well, I've got Arkansas, Baylor, Illinois, and Kansas.
he was an Illinois homer, and I
Mhm.
like it. Arkansas, Baylor, Illinois, and Kansas. And
Mhm.
your championship?
Arkansas and Kansas, with Kansas winning.
Oh, man. I hope both
75
those
to
teams
60.
get knocked out real fast.
Like Colorado State.
Yeah.
You know what? You actually, I don't think you can get knocked out faster.
You know
than
what? Yeah.
Colorado
You know what
State.
sucks? Is that
They're the first game of the tournament.
Sometimes I'll come in with content knowing like, oh, they're going to make fun of me about this. There's no way that I could have picked a team to be in the championship, came in here, and they're the first team knocked out of the freaking bracket. I mean, I can't plan that. I still look like an idiot. Sometimes I'm okay with it. This time I'm not okay with it.
Ryan, it would have been easy to, you maybe could have planned to not have it. Like Colorado State going.
Look, who knows? I mean, you picked what, Arkansas or somebody that's like a 4 or 5 seed. Colorado State's a 6 seed. It can happen. It can happen.
Can it?
It can. What was the last time? There was like a 12 seed that made it to the final game a couple years ago. It happens all the time.
It doesn't happen all the time.
It does.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Let's all go down.
Colorado
Walker.
Colorado State was
Get a
six
slaw
seed.
burger slider.
I do have that song, by the way.
All right, let's hear it because this is a very people know this song.
Heck, even I know this song.
That's
the only song I know.
That's actually the whole point, I think, right?
Yeah, that's the point. See, people cheering, they all know it.
Is there music?
That sounds like canned clapping. That was not a real crowd. What is this, about 92?
Oh, down to Dumas Walker. Yeah, I know this song.
Yep.
Let me think of what dance this would be. Did you ever go to Wild Country?
No.
Why you say it like that? That was rude.
That was the line right there.
There's ski on the video.
They have it on the video.
Sweet.
So you never went to Wild Country? Did you ever go to Wild
No,
Country?
that's not
that
my
wasn't
thing.
been in your area really either because you were.
Well, I was Freeburg.
We were close.
Yeah, I always
We didn't
yelled
go.
the name of your town at
I
concerts.
did know some people who came to Wild Country.
You yelled Freeburg?
Yeah, any concert I go to, I yell, Freeburg!
That joke never gets old.
I know. But it always makes the band go, did he say free bird or free berg? And then they have to stop the concert and ask me.
What was it, 1:30 when you came into the studio and you're like, I'm going to the gas station. Does anybody need anything? And so you got Brad and myself Mountain Dews. And I said, I'm going to be like sweating.
Here we are.
I've been trying so hard to push caffeine out of my after 12. Like I get to have a coffee in the morning. If the coffee moves past noon, that's okay. But that's my caffeine because I'm trying to fix my sleep problems. But I was yawning like during the show. It's just bad when you're talking and trying to entertain people. And you're like, she's even bored with what she's doing. So I had Trisha get me because she was going anyway. I didn't have her get me. She offered very kindly. And so I'm drinking this 44-ounce Fountain Mountain Dew, which I've taken like it's to here. I've taken like 2 sips out of it. And is it warm in here or is it just the Diet
No,
Mountain
it's
Dew?
just you.
Okay, thanks.
I
She-
think it's warm in here.
Trisha, can you confirm that you walked it or she walked out there and said, Trisha, Mountain Dew.
I need my Mountain Dew.
Stop it. I never would do
No.
the such.
Just flinging that Gracie around.
Can you pour it in the Gracie top?
There is such a misconception about my comfortability with having won those 2 awards. Like,
I'm like, oh no, the Gracie's out. I tried to hide, but
there's nobody who wants to see that award less than me.
Trisha just figured it was
Because this
better to
happens.
comply.
Oh
Okay,
man. All
I'll
right.
go.
Last chance to go and vote on the poll on the Andy Fry YouTube channel right now. Should we care about whether or not Jussie Smollett goes to jail? Vote yes or no. Hannah's going to come in and give us the update on that poll in the next segment. So let's take a quick break. More Andy Fry Show here right around the corner. Dumas. We'll be right back.
She's got her daddy's money, her mama's good looks, and look who's looking at me.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
Attorney General Eric Schmitt. The National School Board Association was working in concert with the Department of Justice to weaponize the FBI. Think about that. Under the Patriot Act, to treat parents as domestic terrorists.
Weekdays from 3 to 6 on 97.1 FM Talk.
Thomas Helbig and the Retirement Advisory Group hosting another one of those Protecting Your Retirement educational events. It's happening next Tuesday, March 22nd at the Frontenac Hilton. And I'm going to be there, and I would love the opportunity to meet with you. I got a message from somebody after the show yesterday because Thomas Helbig came in and hung out with us and talked to us a little bit about that announcement that the Fed was going to be raising rates. And if you're looking to retire pretty soon and the economy is not looking like it's going to be too stable here going forward, you want to make sure that your retirement is on lock. Thomas Helbig can do that for you. And you can come to this free event. And I'm really excited because I have the opportunity to meet you Tuesday, March 22nd at 6:30 p.m. at the Frontenac Hilton. I'm going to be there at about 6 o'clock. So get there a little bit early so I can meet you, shake your hand. And Mark Cox and Mark Reardon are going to be there as well. You do have to reserve your spot because spots do fill up each and every time. Here's the number to call, 314-993-9494. That's 314-993-9494. Or you can go register your spot online at the website retirementkey.com.
Hi, this is Andy Berg, board-certified master arborist with Hanson's Tree Service. The cool, wet weather of spring creates the perfect conditions for leaf diseases in the landscape, which may lead to health concerns. Go to hansonstree.com to find out how we can service your trees today.
Feeling the pinch of higher prices?
Golden Oak Lending can save you money with their low 2.25% rate.
James Hawkins here, president of Golden Oak. Offset high prices with lower monthly payments or turn your home equity into cash.
Lock in this low rate while you can. Call 314-567-GOLD today.
Golden Oak Landing, join my blues.
NMLS 114937, 2.25% fixed, 3.336% APR, FHA 15-year mortgage with 20% equity and approved credit.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio.
Sponsored by Age of Learning.
Springtime in St. Louis, and if you hate to paint, do what your neighbor Mr. Rob Miller from Harvesttown Auto Body in St. Peter's did. He called Rhino Shield. Rob, what was the thought process for going with Rhino Shield as a business owner?
My family's business is over 10,000 square feet, and it did not have the curb appeal I wanted.
Rob, tell everyone how the experience was with Rhino Shield from start to finish.
The process that I liked was when you came out, you gave me all of these options that would fit my building. Our building was really faded. I don't want to have to paint my building again. 25 years is a long time to not have to worry about the outside maintenance of your building as far as paint. That's a no-brainer. That's why Rhino Shield worked for me.
Are your neighbors jealous?
I would be if I was them.
Thanks, Rob. Now it's time to call 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. Genius.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Get your HVAC system ready for warmer weather with a cooling system check included with all maintenance plans from Air Comfort Service. Maintenance plans start at $15 per month. For details and to get in your comfort zone, visit aircomfortservice.com.
Bringing you up-to-the-minute traffic like nobody else. Sue Thomas and dependable traffic, driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company. The best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Close to folks you have you ever felt the pain so powerful, so heavy you collapse? No.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Hannah's in the studio with us wearing her green, looking
Yes.
festive today. It's a 026 Bar and Grill?
Yeah, it used to be a bar in Fenton. Then I really liked it and it closed down.
Huh.
Should have gone there more.
Yes, it's my fault it shut down.
Yeah,
Ryan.
well, Ryan, it's definitely not Hannah's fault. She's not of age.
Yeah,
that's
probably
pretty good.
shouldn't have been there in the first
Yeah,
place.
right.
Forget about that.
That's why it shut down. Should have gone
We
there
were
less.
waiting for it to turn 21, and here we are. Way to go, Hannah. Way to be just your age. Really taking one for the team. I do want to mention that we talked earlier in the show on the air about whether or not Ryan Wiggins would be wearing green. I don't know that we really addressed it on the air after that, did we?
No, I don't think we did.
You're wearing layers of green.
Yeah,
it
I've
looked
got
like
two Shades of greens. green.
It looks like he got the memo that you're supposed to wear all of your green on St. Patrick's Day, just not some green.
This is all the green I own.
Yeah.
I found one t-shirt. I knew I had this t-shirt, but I found this collared shirt, and I'm like, ooh, I'll just put that over the t-shirt. Now I look pretty slick.
A lot of
Pretty
slick.
good.
We were in the kitchen and the boss was out there and Ryan goes, "Oh, I like your shirt." And Steve's like, "Oh," and he looks at him and he's
Yeah.
like speechless.
Steve's
Steve's
not really that tall, much taller than me, but that was the first time I ever felt like he really looked down on me.
He was.
He
That's the
did.
first time?
It was like he glanced up from his phone and went, "Oh, it's you."
Like there were no other words that he
No.
could say. He couldn't come up with anything. He was just like,
"It's not that
"Oh."
bad."
I don't. Yeah, it was a weird conversation because I just walking up to say, "Hey, he's got a green Cardinals jersey."
He's like, "Hey, that's a cool
Like,
shirt."
yeah,
And
it's a cool
Steve's like,
shirt. I think honestly, what he was doing was glancing over his shoulder and going, "Oh, can you see that I'm talking to Trisha right now?"
I'm so busy.
Yeah,
standing
because
here in the
that's
kitchen.
really what it felt like. I mean, he didn't
In the
even have
kitchen?
the courtesy to turn
the
his
kitchen.
body toward me.
Is
It
that
was
where you
like
have
he
most
went,
of your meetings?
"Mm,
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I was just saying, "Hey, buddy. Hey, everybody's
Ryan
good."
is wearing a Kelly green t-shirt with a pistachio green button up over the top.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like
assessment.
particularly bad looking.
No. I think this might be a Saluki shirt, which
Now
is a
he's
weird
unbuttoning
green
his
shirt. to
shirt.
have. Yeah,
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
stop.
it is.
Saluki.
Go Dogs.
Were you a Saluki?
I was a Southern Illinois Carbondale alum.
That's what Saluki is.
Well, yeah,
No, I didn't
you know
ask
that,
if you're
and
the
I know
actual
that.
dog.
Yeah, were you the Saluki? Yeah, I was the dog.
First life.
I'm an Egyptian in nature. But yes,
So let's just call it out right now. Brad, why aren't you wearing green?
Why aren't I wearing green? Because I only own one green shirt, and it's a ratty old T-shirt.
Wouldn't have stopped Ryan.
I know it wouldn't stop Ryan.
here's the truth. I thought there was going to be prizes for wearing green today.
Did you really?
Yeah, I
That's
did.
totally believable.
And there were prizes, but you had to show up at certain spots and find the leprechaun in the
Find
office.
the
and-
leprechaun.
This sounds like something you tell the employee that will believe it.
Check your email. Most of this has been going on since your show started, so you
No, I
probably didn't know.
noticed.
I won a
noticed.
prize from the leprechaun today.
You did?
Yes.
What'd you get?
I won Darius Rucker tickets.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Yes.
huge.
I
That's
know.
awesome.
I was so excited.
That's a good prize.
When I got that
know.
email about where he would be for that, I was like, Hannah's going to win that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
you
It
had
was
to
like
win that
it
by
was
default.
like next to the Y98 studio. I was like,
Well, that's
well,
what I said.
The
that's my
leprechaun's gonna be
desk.
sitting next to Hannah Gibbs.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. Who will be
So
winning this
whoever
prize?
gets it
So don't
first.
waste
I
your
would have
time.
fought
Yeah.
for those though. I really like country music, so I was really happy to get those.
So you'll have to give us a report tomorrow on
Yes.
Darius Rucker.
Yes.
See if he plays any Dumas Walker.
Yeah. Just yell out, Freeberg. See how it goes.
Freeberg. Somebody had to have used that joke from Freeberg.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna
The
get
other
somebody
way.
in Freeburg to sponsor Ryan going to just
Anywhere.
every concert.
No, anywhere.
Anywhere.
Not even concerts. I'll go to ice cream parlors.
We'll give you
Freeberg.
we'll give you a lighter.
That's fine.
Yeah.
A lighter or a cell phone. I'll hold it up.
See, the cell phone thing is it's one of those things that's cool at a concert, but it doesn't have the same individual effect as holding up a lighter.
I've never been somewhere where they actually hold up lighters. I've only ever done the cell phone thing.
You're not going to a certain kind of concerts.
Yeah. The cell phones catch less things on fire. I think that's why the venues prefer them.
Yeah, but the cigarette lighters catch things on fire purposely before they ask for the encore.
True.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to one of those concerts where they give you the bracelet before you go in?
No, like
nobody.
a VIP thing?
It's like no. Every single person when you walk in the door.
The only concert I've heard of that does this is a Taylor Swift concert.
Really?
Yes.
That's
Ryan
surprising.
does love Taylor Swift.
He does.
I have
Doesn't he?
not seen Taylor Swift. Well, not
Like a
in
light-up thing?
concerts. We hang
Yeah.
out, but
What?
yeah.
I thought you meant just like a normal.
No, they give you a
Like a
bracelet,
attendance
that-
bracelet.
bracelet.
yeah, that lights up during the show, and so everybody's wearing them, so it actually puts on kind of a light show during the show.
Shockingly, I know that's something that has been discussed for I think Disneyland Paris. It might be Disneyland Paris. It might be Japan, but their nighttime show has before included that, so that the fireworks and the music and everything. I bet that would be pretty cool to.
It is.
I think they did that. I've done that at Super Bowl. Before, maybe.
Yeah, I think I remember that too. The concert I'm remembering, it was probably a Christian concert. It was probably Toby Mac is my guess that did that at Chaffetz or something.
That sounds very Toby Mac.
Yeah.
So the poll on the Annie Frey YouTube channel, which looks like about 89 votes right now. Hannah, what can you tell us about it? And the poll will stay up, I think, until the live stream stops. So if people want to vote in it right now, they can still go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel, our live broadcast right there on the chat, and see it. What can you tell us? What's the poll question and how did it fare?
So the question was, does it matter to you if Juicy, whatever you want to call him,
Jussie
Smollett is in jail or not? And the options were yes or no. And I have the data from 84 votes. So
Okay.
I don't know if it changed a lot, but 76% of people said yes, it does matter to them if he's in jail. And 24% of the people said no.
Okay, so going around the room, Brad, does it matter to you? Yes or no?
Yes.
Brian?
No.
Trisha?
No.
I think it does matter.
Hannah, you say yes?
Yes.
I think I say yes too. And I'm trying to like prioritize all of the things that are out there for us to consume, and it's not as important as other things that are out there. But it almost to me embodies like everything that's wrong with what we're doing right now. And so I feel like you can't just let it go. And I mean, he is so over the top, spitting in the face of everything that the justice system stands for, the like political climate and culture that we live in right now, the way people have preyed upon other people's goodwill to try to manifest some sort of emotion that then gets bottled up and sold to people for political capital. That's where I end up, I think, coming down as, yes, it does matter what happens to Jussie, because he's taken advantage of way too many people completely for his own personal gain. And I don't know that there's anybody out there right now that's going, he shouldn't be in jail.
Yeah, the key to that question to me, though, is jail, because I want to see him get all of the public scrutiny and fines and go through everything that he has gone through. And I really think his career should suffer for this, because he's made terrible, terrible choices and really wielded power in our society in a disgusting and despicable way. And so it's getting its proper attention. I just don't know that I was rooting for him to go to jail from it. I was rooting for all the other stuff. And then once he was sentenced to jail, I think he should have had to serve his jail term. It's just that leading up to the sentencing, I wasn't saying, gee, I'm hoping for jail here.
So, Brad, you said yes, it matters to you.
Yeah, it matters. It doesn't matter that he's in jail right now during the appeals process, but at the end of the day, if the appeals goes through and they uphold the conviction and all that stuff, he should serve that 150 days or whatever it was in jail. I think that money won't mean that much to him. And I know that, what was it, $150,000 he had to pay back plus $25,000?
He had to pay the $150,000 to the city, like as
Right.
restitution, but then he was fined the maximum that he could be fined, which I think was $25,000.
Yeah. So that's a lot of money. I don't know.
Yeah, that would break us.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a lot of money for him.
He wasn't getting paid enough,
But, it matters to me because the other part of that is it's about justice, and that was the whole thing, right? Justice for Jussie. That's justice. You were convicted of lying to the police.
Yeah.
Now you go to jail, because if it were me, you know what would happen? I go to jail.
So here are 9 traits of narcissist behavior: lack of empathy, manipulative, projection, emotionally cold, gaslighting, never takes responsibility, controlling, grandiose, and infidelity. And I don't really necessarily know about the infidelity part, but he is definitely batting 8 for 9 at minimum in these. Like the entire embodiment of what he is so self-serving. There's no benefit to anybody, to society, to any cause that he's like appropriated to himself. Like he wanted to be some sort of social justice hero. And how long would he have sat silent if they would have put somebody else in prison for what they quote unquote did to him? He would never have spoken up. He'd sit and let him rot if that's the case. So I think that he needs to get what's coming to him. And if that means that, if he appealed, if the court system is going to hear the appeal or whatever, and that's part of the way justice works, then that's fine. He should be able to have access to that as much as anybody else does. But I do think that this is something that our justice system needs to see through, and he does need to serve his time.
So I completely agree with that. I think that the justice system needs to work as it's supposed to. I don't care about the jail time because I didn't think he was going to get it anyway. So whatever we decide as a society is the right outcome for it. I think he's playing up the insanity thing. And I think that a lot of people do that and kind of skirt jail time in general for that. So I don't know what that looks like. I think his career is ruined. I think he's already fallen from grace. I don't think anybody's ever going to take him seriously.
Yeah, I believe that as well. Like, who would really want to? I mean, it's not about like how good of an actor he is or he isn't. You still have to work with that person.
You're a
behind the scenes.
liability at
Yes.
this point.
Hannah, you said you do care.
Yeah, I do. And I also wanted to talk about, I know we don't have a lot of time, but a lot of the listeners on the chat, they would comment and they would say, well, it doesn't affect me personally if he's in jail or not. And to that, I'm kind of like, well, it's not a personal thing. I think it's the message it sends to everyone of if he is going to be held accountable for this or not.
Yeah, the justice, it doesn't matter who it is. And whether you do something right or wrong may not affect somebody else somewhere, but you still have to be, it still should be just. All right. Thank you, folks, for participating in that poll. Hannah, thanks for monitoring it. Colorado State, thanks for losing because that was.
No. Hey, it's a long tournament. We got weeks of this ahead.
Except for that bracket. That's half done. We'll do more of this tomorrow and the Mark Reardon Show coming up next.
What's your favorite 4-letter word? Chances are you've said it more than a few times dealing with this crazy world we live in. But at Compass Retirement Solutions, our 4-letter word of choice is hope. Hope for a better tomorrow. And hope that your retirement plans don't take a back seat. You've watched inflation soar, and maybe your retirement future feels a little uncertain right now. But all hope is not lost. Find out exactly how much risk you're still taking with your investments. Find out how you may be able to save big on taxes. And find out how having a written retirement plan just might give you the hope you've been looking for. Call today to set up a meeting. 314-373-1598. That's 314-373-1598. Compass Retirement Solutions. 314-373-1598.